Well, good evening and welcome along to the PlayStation Open Series monthly finals for January. We are back for 2021. We're back with a new format, new FIFA players, and hopefully a year full of new winners. My name is Brandon Smith, and joining me on the broadcast, as always, we might not be together, but by the power of the internet, we're back together again. Richard Buckley. Rich, as I said, 2021 brings the Open Series back, but it also brings it back with a new format, my friend. FIFA Ultimate Team has arrived. I'm excited about this one. What about you?
New year, new format, new players, same commentators. We are here for the Open Series yet again, and I'm over the moon. If Europe's got anything to go by what we just saw earlier today, we saw pro players, we saw icons, foot freezers, team of the year players, anything and everything was out earlier today, and I'm excited to step over the pond into North America to see what we have over there.
Yeah, well, you're probably thinking, how have we got to these monthly finals? We got here from finding a number of winners week after week. 4 weeks of competitions make up the road and the run, you would say, to these finals. And North America is split across the west and over to the east. So every single week there's a tournament that is run. And depending on how you do, you can win some prize money, some FIFA points, some call-in game avatars as well for your PlayStation. And this is some of the winners, Richard. I mean, we've got some great names in here. We've got Bosniano. He is back, ladies and gentlemen. The man that was dominating the Open Series back in June and July of 2020 when me and Richard first got involved in the Open Series. King CJ also popping up in week 4. And Richard, familiar names. I think that's the one thing that we see in North America. Naturally, the player base in Europe's a lot bigger than North America, but in North America, it's the same names that are always just so consistent, and fingers crossed some of these names have made it into our Final 8 bracket.
No, absolutely. You see who was successful week by week. Let's have a look who made it through to the monthly finals this evening. We've got Kevin AC and Gustavo Rivera running Adrian TTV against Bosniano. What a game that is going to be. Saeed's 007 up against White Goodman. A little bit of backstory on White Goodman. He actually beat Diddy Chris Lito in the round before. That's right, New York City Chris, E-Champions League winner, was in the tournament. We told you the profile is stepping up. And also the final quarter-final matchup. Titi Pax up against Javi Mendez. I'm guessing that's Javi Mendez in the final quarter-final match. We know who the players are. We know what is up for grabs, Brandon. But there's a little bit of prize money on the line as well. Talk me through it.
Yeah, just a little bit, Richard. A $1,000 prize pool up for grabs tonight. How'd you get there, I hear you ask? How'd you win that money? Of course, by becoming tonight's champion, you will walk away with $400, or if you make it to a grand final, you'll be guaranteed at least $300. The top 3 finish will get you $200, and if you make it to the top 4 and unfortunately don't go any further, it will be $100 in your back pocket. But best of all, the whole team of the year is released this evening in the United Kingdom. So what does that mean? There's 12k FIFA points to our top 4 players as well. So lots of things up for grabs, and you're probably thinking, how do we get to that final 8 on the bracket? Today's tournament started with 64 players in our monthly finals. We are only commentating and following the top 8. We'll be broadcasting every game for you tonight. Of course, that's 4 quarterfinals, 2 semi-finals, and a grand final. And if you want to get yourselves involved at home and you're thinking, how can I earn some money and some FIFA points? This all sounds too good to be true. Well, it isn't too good to be true. You can sign up. Compete.playstation.com. Weekly tournaments on Ultimate Team. Weekly tournaments with head-to-head FIFA. If you prefer the France and the Liverpool and the club and the international team format, you can still use that and play that. But for us, 2021 is bringing FIFA Ultimate Team to the Open Series. And as you were speaking about, Richard, we saw some great things happen over in Europe. And as I said last time in Europe, one thing that has stayed with us is Richard's ratings. Take it away for North America. We've gone to Ultimate Team. Now, what are we looking at? What's some of the big ratings you're looking at this year?
Yeah, once again, plenty of opportunities for people to sign up. But we're moving into Richard's ratings. We're moving into Ultimate Team. And I think it's important. We've had the Team of the Year promo, Ronaldo, Mbappe, Lewandowski. The big players are all there. But these are 3 Team of the Year players that I think might have snuck under the radar. That is number 1, Kevin De Bruyne. He's almost in Bruno Fernandes' shadow a little bit in FIFA. He's 1 less rating, a couple of in-game stats lower as well, but he is still incredible. Pick him up for around 2.4 to 2.5 million coins on the PlayStation market right now, and he is incredible as a centre mid, CDM or cam. Second up, Sergio Ramos. We saw him used in EU earlier today. What a player he is. 83 pace, a big plus 13 pace upgrade on his regular centre-back foot item. Great dribbling, 99 agility on a centre-back reactions, and also the defensive and physical stats as well. And finally, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Again, somewhat in Alphonso Davies' shadow a little bit as a fullback in Team of the Year, but he offers you that pace improvement, great defensive stats, physicality, and also an unbelievable whipped cross, whether it's with R1 square or from a set piece as well. He can offer you that.
Yeah, we've been sort of playing Team of the Year bingo on the Open Series in Europe. We saw 2 names. We saw Neuer and we saw Sergio Ramos. There's 8 players involved in tonight's tournament. I want to focus on one man, Richard. You would say one of the Hall of Famers in North America, Bosniano. Let's have a look at his ultimate team that he is rocking. Let's not forget as well, he has moved from head-to-head FIFA, of France against France or Liverpool against Liverpool, over to Ultimate Team, and this has not phased him. Look at this team. There are no restrictions in the Open Series. So this is the team we're looking at. Courtois in goal from right to left. You've got João Cancelo, Laurent Blanc, Varane and Mendy. You've got an informed Ben Yedder, an informed Bruno Fernandes, a standard Cristiano Ronaldo, who's not really a standard player, he's unbelievable, Neymar and Mbappe, and then that informed Renato Sanchez. So of course it's going to be Renato Sanchez that drops into the midfield CDM roles with Bruno Fernandes. But Richard, thoughts on that team? Bosniano's back, and Bosniano's got a very, very, very strong team.
Yeah, if you actually look at the team, it probably matches all the requirements to compete in the FIFA Global Series. He's only got 1 icon, and that's a centre-back. You look at his other players in the team, Ronaldo, Neymar and Mbappe all go into that particular category, and then Bruno Fernandes and Ben Yedder between 87 to 89 rated, with Renato Sanchez as inform, Cancelo, Mendy, Varane and Blanc making up that back four. The only sort of player that I wouldn't expect to be in there is Thibaut Courtois, but he gets the link to Varane. He's a very good goalkeeper. Other French goalkeepers you could use, obviously the French captain Hugo Lloris would be an option, but hey, I back it in Courtois. If he does a job for you, why not use him?
What's also going to be exciting as well is when we move into February for this tournament, you know, what team of the years are going to get picked up, who's going to be very lucky in their rewards or their packs, or who's just going to just dump some FIFA points on and end up doing very, very well. That's going to be interesting to see how that transpires in February. But we're going to kick off with our second game on the bracket tonight, Bosniano against Ronan Adrian. This is a massive game, in all honesty, because these are 2 players, Richard, that we know really well from 2020. Me and Richard have commentated on the Open Series since June and July, month after month, and we've commentated on, of course, on Europe and North America. These were 2 names that made a bit of a name for themselves, Richard. It's great to see them back in January on a new format, and clearly, you know, they've adapted to FIFA 21 very well.
Absolutely. These 2 always apparent in the Open Series, Ronan Adrian and Bosniano. You see their record individually. Ronan Adrian played 34, won 29 and lost 5 in January. That is, so multiple qualification weeks he has been playing in, with a win rate of 85%. On the other side of that, Bosniano, we'll see how many games he has been successful in. I imagine I'm gonna throw out there. I reckon he's probably 9 out of 9. I reckon he played 1 week, got the 9 wins needed, and then moved on. No, I was incorrect. Actually, he's picked up a few losses. Has Bosniano played 23, won 16, and lost 7. So both of these 2 have suffered defeat in the Open Series.
Well, looking at sort of the run to the final, Richard, Bosniano won week 4, I do believe. So before that, he must have played in, of course, week 1, 2 or 3 and not played as well. But you said it perfectly. As we welcome our North American audience in, good evening to you all, whether you're listening on YouTube or you're watching on Twitch. And thank you so much for joining us as always. And if you have, you know, someone that follows this scene very well, we had Alexander, New York City Chris in tonight's bracket, Beusers, King CJ. These are all players that play for MLS clubs in the MLS. New York City Chris won the EMLS just last weekend or week before. Congratulations to Chris on that. But it's great to see those guys playing in our tournaments here on the Open Series. Clearly, the move to Ultimate Team has just been attractive, and it's attracting many, many more players.
Yeah, not only that as well, but for example, someone like Alexander is a content creator as well, so he can jump on, he can stream his games all through the power of the PlayStation. It's super easy to get underway with, all the information popping up on your screen. Very easy to manage as well while you are streaming or creating content, and I think that was one of the appeals that it sort of went in his favour. He had the opportunity to stream all the matches and also be engaging at the same time as well, thanks to the ease of the PS4 Tournaments tab.
Yeah, very, very good indeed. We'll see it as this tournament does break on. As soon as your game's finished, the score is automatically updated. We are waiting to get into that game. I believe we are ready now. Bosniano, Ronan Adrian, Happy New Year. Welcome back to the Open Series and welcome to FIFA Ultimate Team. We are officially underway for the evening, Rich. I'm looking forward to this one. Let's see how these boys play out on Ultimate Team. And also, let's see who makes that starting lineup, Richard, for Ronan Adrian. If we'll have a couple of seconds to have a look at the team. It is Ronan Adrian kicking from left to right in this, and Bosniano from right to left. Two players that are actually based out in Mexico. As Richard was saying earlier in our European broadcast, loads of Mexican FIFA players have been loving the Open Series. Been having some unbelievable runs. Looks like Mbappe will be a big name in that forward line. Here's Mbappe. Ooh, nearly getting us underway with the first goal here in North America. 6 minutes in.
Just goes to show what we're going to be expecting from both of these two players in the opening stages. Bosniano from right to left.
Here comes Bosniano, back in the Open Series. I mean, what did he do back in June when he arrived? He made a name for himself and he won the first month. Is this going to be the same case over here? Lovely turn from Cristiano Ronaldo. Wanted that left foot finesse, just could not sort of recompose himself and rebalance himself. But quick look at this team then, sorry. Looks like Mendy at left back, Bobby Firmino, Bruno Fernandes. Maradona gets a start for Ronan Adrian. Mbappe's also involved. I believe potentially Neymar out on this left-hand side. And maybe Marcus Rashford out on the right. I'll have to double check that one. Yeah, it is Marcus Rashford out there. Very interesting team that he has decided to go for. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo. A little dink over the top into Neymar. He's just offside for Bosniano.
And there's certain players that just do offer you the meta for a slightly reduced price. For example, someone like Marcus Rashford gives you a similar return to what Kylian Mbappe would. Obviously, a little less in the stats here and there. A little less in the composure and the finishing. But for a much cheaper price, he will do a job for you.
Yeah, someone else that's been also playing very well is James Tavernier. As of late, as he's had so many upgrades in recent times. Also become a very viable option. Maradona now, his first chance to get on the ball. Mbappe, one of the only real chances that have been recalled so far. It came 6 minutes into the game. I mean, it's a familiar name for these guys. Of course, they used to use it in France for so many weeks. Kylian Mbappe, one of those out-and-out stars for the French side. On the other side, that for Bosniano. Ben Yedder in form. If he did make the final team, I believe he could have. Just shows that maybe they've still got a little bit of love for a couple of French players. Lovely long ball forward. This could be a chance. Great feet there from Cristiano Ronaldo. Remember, it's all best of one games here in the Open Series. So massive goals. I mean, one goal games we've seen play out before. Are we going to see it again? Here is Ben Yedder. He does get the nod. And it's back to Neymar. Like a little bridge touch, a skill move that everybody's loving using on FIFA 21. Bruno Fernandes, also one of those players that also can do a job in CDM. He partners alongside Renato Sanchez. The Bosniano. So far, so good. Ball into Ronaldo, just pumped into his feet. Can he try and pull away from one of these centre-backs? There's defenders everywhere. Mbappe. Can't find a way through, well defended in the net. And the chance does go away eventually. Kyle Walker. Able to be superb at the back. Maradona coming forward now. For Ronan Andrew. This is your first game of the day here in North America. If you have just tuned in, welcome along to the PlayStation Open Series monthly finals in January. $1,000 prize pot tonight on the line. Our first ever month back on the Open Series for 2021. And more importantly, we're on the FIFA Ultimate Team now. Mbappe. Lots of space to move into. Little hill to hill. Can he cut it on the edge of the box? It's very, very good close control dribbling from the Frenchman. Sanchez. Neymar. Bosniano's not let go of the ball for the last sort of 10 in-game minutes at the moment. Mbappe into Ronaldo, and then eventually possession changes hands. But very, very cagey start to this one, Rich.
It's fine keeping possession like he was there, but you sort of have to get something out of the possession. If you're just holding it to make sure that your opponent doesn't get it, you'll get counter-attacked on. As that shot rifles against the post. And perfect example of possession for possession's sake against quick counter-attacking football right there.
I mean, I don't want to say anything, Richard, but there's two things that have happened in this game for Ronan Andrian. He's hit the post, and he's hit the bar. When's that ball going to find its way into the back of the net? And there you go, half-time between these two, 0-0. Ronan Andrian and Richard Buckley will be thinking, how have I not scored a goal? I mean, could he have hit it any harder? Who was it? Was it Ronaldo who hit that on the target, hit the bar and bounced off and went away? 0-0 at half-time. You can see the chances. There's been a couple of shots through the team, but the better chances, no doubt, have fallen the way of Ronan Andrian.
Well, you see the possession stat, 63% from Bosniano at half-time, and the main reason he's been able to control possession so much is because of the 4-5-1 second variation. He's playing with 3 centre midfielders across the midfield 5. So he's got 3 players that are really bunched together, left centre mid, and right centre mid, meaning that you can sort of just play one-touch passing, keep the ball moving from left to right, but there's no real cutting edge in the final third.
We're back on the way for the second half between these two. As we said, so it's the best of one game. You know, 1 goal really at this rate. Could be the match winner. Bosniano kicking from left to right in that red strip. White shorts and red socks of Benfica, I believe it is. Chance. This has got to be a goal for Bosniano. And it will be. I just don't know what happened there. I think he got a bounce back off one of the defenders. That allowed Cristiano Ronaldo to find the space and then eventually just tap it into the bottom corner.
Great finish from Cristiano Ronaldo. Couple of step overs inside the final third and rifled into the back of the net. The power of Mr. Reliable CR7.
Seems like the ball just fell to his feet. And in the box, Cristiano Ronaldo does not miss those. Chance to make it 2 potentially. Still could be a chance to make it 2. Dance in the box is Ronaldo! And that's how good he can be, Richard. Mr. Reliable in the box. As soon as the ball goes in there, he's able to carve a chance, create a bit of space. That was really clever from Bosniano. Now he's got a 2-goal cushion.
I mean, it was good from Bosniano, but it was very poor from Ronan Andrian. He's tried playing a pass out of his defence where there was nothing really on to pass. In the end, literally just gives the ball away inside the 6-yard box. Ronaldo, all he has to do, work the angle and slot it into the back of the net. It was a great goal when the opportunity arose, but the opportunity should have never arose for Bosniano.
I mean, there was like 4 defenders around Cristiano Ronaldo there. I don't know how you sort of guided his way down the byline. I know no one always expects you to run down the byline. Ronaldo did, cut back inside. A simple little heel-to or a fake shot, I think it was, and Ronaldo's through, and that's 2-0. And we're looking back here in a second, Rich, and I'm thinking, Ronan Adrian, you've hit the bar and you've hit the post, my friend. You'd be thinking, how have I not scored at least one of those chances? Now I'm 2-0 down.
Mr. Ronaldo. Again, just seeming to be the man inside the box. Fortunate how the ball found its way to him, but clinical when it did.
Could be on for a third it. Chance, Ronaldo, hat-trick, hero! And that's what you need to see.
Cristiano. CR7. I mean, what else can you say about Ronaldo? One thing I do want to say is playing Neymar as a left centre mid in this 4-5-1 with Ben Yedder out on the right-hand side. You would probably normally assume that if you were to play this formation, Ben Yedder would be your central player, with Neymar then out wide on the far right. I mean, everything is going through Ronaldo right now. It seems like everything he touches is going in.
I mean, if we were trying to be a salesman for Ronaldo, I think he's done the sale and sort of the sales pitch himself, though. He's just bagged 3 goals in no time at all. 15 in-game minutes, I think it is. Hat-trick hero. The Portuguese forward, full of goals. I mean, this is sort of wake-up time for Ronan Adrian. If he's not woken up yet, I think he better, because he's 3-0 down. With 30 minutes left, he can make the attacking changes he wants to make, but things have got to move pretty quickly. Sure comes in there from Maradona, not really going to be troubling Thibaut Courtois for Bosniano. Slow the game down and book a place in another semi-final for this man. I mean, this is a game that you'd expect to be a grand final, Richard, if we were basing off what we saw in the Open Series last year in 2020.
No, without doubt. Both players have been successful in weekly and monthly competitions as well at the very highest level in the Open Series. But we saw it earlier in Europe. Ultimate Team does throw up surprises. Some players are just more accustomed with playing Ultimate Team, and Bosniano looks in his element right now, we have to say. He always looked a little bit tentative on head-to-head, and he would often see games out through pure grit and determination, whereas right now he is styling his way to a semi-final.
Yeah, playing some brilliant stuff. He's running Adrian. This needs to be a chance for him. Well defended by Bosniano. He wants the clean sheet as well, and so does Laurent Blanc. Just sticking out a leg there, ensuring there's no way through. Minutes left here. Bosniano currently will be the first name in that final 4. Guaranteeing himself 12,000 FIFA points and some prize money after a long month of competing. It was week 4 where he found his success. Now he's announced himself back onto the centre stage. Here's Rashford. He moves away from goal there. Got to go towards goal. Try and be a bit more direct if he can. Maradona trying to find the skill move repertoire that he's after, but just could not find a well-matched arm by Bosniano. Looking for a fourth. Keeper just teed off his line. A long cross into the path of Cristiano Ronaldo. It's going to still go back in the hands of Bosniano again. Ben Yedder. Ronaldo's there if he wants to find him. Still Ben Yedder on his own. Great save on the rebound. And to be honest, Richard, everything that could has fallen Bosniano's way too.
Everything that could go wrong for Ronan Adrian has gone wrong as well in this game. Sometimes you just wanting to get out of the game.
With 8 minutes left. Unfortunately, there is no way back. It's the best of 1 in the Open Series. If it was a 2-legged game, maybe we'd start saying ifs and buts and maybes. Unfortunately, for best of one, there's absolutely no chance of a comeback. Even at 2-0 at times, you're thinking there's no way back into the tie. Bosniano has been in dreamland this game. He's been clinical when he's needed to. Having a couple of bounces here and there that have fallen his way, but don't get me wrong, he's taken every single chance that he has. Cristiano Ronaldo's bagged a hat-trick. Ben Yedder's even got on the score sheet. There's guaranteed prize money for one of the Hall of Famers here in North America. The man is always here. Wants one more to celebrate. Goal number 4. Yeah, why not? Cristiano Ronaldo.
Literally, everything that could go his way literally is going his way. He did the bridge touch into the man, and then Ronaldo just run through him, tackled the ball back and ran past him. Like, it's... When you feel as though your luck's in, your luck is so in.
And there you go. That's game 1 concluded in North America, and Bosniano sending out a little bit of a statement to the rest of the final to say, I am back. This might not be head-to-head FIFA, but I am back in the Open Series. 5-0 win for the Mexican, one of the most renowned players here in our PlayStation Open Series tournaments. The man is very well known, Richard, and yes, he might have had a couple of bounces here and there, but 5-0 victory. Ronan Adrian's in the chat giving us a GG. GG to you as well, Ronan. It just was one of those games for you, my friend. Look, this is one of the big chances. Maradona off the woodwork. Before that, Mbappe had a chance off the post, and then the goals started to fly in, Richard. Cristiano Ronaldo bagged himself a hat-trick in 15 minutes.
Yeah, I generally don't feel like Ronan did that much wrong. Like, all these goals are just little bounces here and there. That's the only mistake that he made when he tried to pass the ball out of the defence there. Ronaldo, bit of close control inside the box, smashed it home. This goal right here, Neymar into CR7, turns his man, fires it in near post. This goal right here, Ben Yedder down the wing, ball roll inside, off the goalkeeper's save. And then the final goal, Ronaldo did a bridge touch earlier in the build-up, bridge touch through the man, and 5-0 is the scoreline. A crazy, crazy game right there. We just stepped into a twilight zone in that game of FIFA.
We did indeed. I mean, let's not forget in Europe, we had, games that were won by a goal. Every single game until our grand final, which was won by a 2-goal scoreline or a 2-goal cushion, so to speak. North America, we just seen a 5-0 result. Bosniano turning up and literally finishing everything that he could in and around the box. He does book a place in the semi-final, and congratulations to him back in the Open Series and back doing what Bosniano does. Of course, commiserations to Ronan Adrian, still a top 8 finish, I should say, is very, very impressive out of everyone that has signed up here in the Open Series. Fingers crossed we'll see him again next month. Richard, let's talk about our next game. Is it Saeed's 007 against White Goodman? Fun fact about White Goodman, she said, he knocked out Didi Chris Lito, the current, you would say, EMLS champion for this year on FIFA 21. It was one game away. We could be commentating on New York City Chris right now. It was a 2-0 win, wasn't it? On the other side for White Goodman, who has not lost a game. I mean, that backs up why he's been so good.
Talk about confidence. There's not much more of a confidence builder than arguably beating one of the greatest North American FIFA players ever. Not just in this year's FIFA, but ever. And that is the team he did it with. Alisson, Tavernier, informed Joe Gomez, Varane and Mendy. The two centre midfielders of Philipp Lahm and also Roberto Firmino. Cam, João Felix, Mbappe striker, and Neymar and Mane out wide. A very good team, but not the greatest of teams, in all honesty. So just goes to show his quality, really, when he beat Didi Chris Lito 2-0 with that team. Yeah. And you got to think Chris would have been using his full meta squad that he is playing in qualifiers with.
I mean, there's no Cristiano Ronaldo in that team, Richard Buckley. And also, don't get me wrong, Lahm's an icon, a great icon, but you don't often see him. I mean, we've seen in Europe, we saw Seedorf and we saw Blanc used in midfield. We saw so many different players that have been used in terms of icons in that midfield area. And I think in terms of midfield, you're just looking for a good out-and-out CDM player that can get can break up the play for you. Might not have the same price tag as a Vieira or a Hullet, but can still do somewhat a good job for you. And very much an interesting one. The other side of it, am I saying it right? Is it Saeed's?
Yes, Saeed's 11 wins, 1 loss with a 92% win percentage. And just to throw it out there, Brandon, we see his team that he's using right there. Ooh, very interesting squad. Alisson in goal, Kleber, Virgil van Dijk, Gomez and prime Roberto Carlos. He's then using Marquinhos, the foot freeze, with Bruno Fernandes and Zidane as the 2 CDMs. They won't play CDM in-game. He's got Fennec Puskas at right attacking mid. That's the base Puskas, with the brand new SBC Paulo Dybala player moment SBC alongside mid Luis Figo up top. So a mixed bag of a squad right there. SBC players, some players that he's probably packed out of base or mid upgrades, and some players that he's probably just gone out and bought. A very interesting team.
Very interesting. I mean, could he not afford an informed Joe Gomez? I mean, he's got everybody else in that team. Could he not go for the upgrade of Joe Gomez there? I mean, I'm presuming that he will stay on in the game. I did see that SBC or Objectives Boateng on the bench. I don't think he will be subbed on unless I'm proven to be wrong. But interesting team there. Very, very interesting.
Just have a quick look, Brandon. You're asking my man to go and just casually buy informed Joe Gomez. We're lucky because it's his red. He's 700k.
I didn't think he was that much. I hold my hands up. I didn't think he was that much. I thought it was like a 200k purchase.
640,000 coins on the market. I've just seen someone in the chat, RM1305. Wow, the right one can't pronounce the names well. Fella, I'm from the north of England. You just got to deal with it, to be honest.
I mean, tell us what we've not pronounced. I can't even say it. I can't even talk. I might as well give up. Might as well give up my job at this point. Let us know what we've not pronounced right, and we'll give it a go for you. I mean, I think Saeed is how I pronounce it. If I haven't, and you're a good friend of Saeed's, I do apologise. But here we go. We're underway. Our second game of the night here in North America. Shout out to Busted Manta as well, Richard. He loves your curly hair, and I love it too.
What a man.
Again, we can see the YouTube comments and the Twitch chat. We'll do our best to interact with you guys, as we always do over the course of this evening. But welcome to the stream. If you have just tuned in, we are now live for the rest of the night. Here's João Félix. This could be an early start. Referee, he's giving it. Virgil van Dijk. I mean, Saeed's wanted to pause the game. He's got more than a pause. He could be 1-0 down here. Up steps James Tavernier. He's a penalty specialist at Rangers. Hello, a cheeky Panenka. This man is full of confidence, Whitegood, but knocked out Diddy Chris Lito to get to this stage now. He's just Panenkaed it down the middle, 4 minutes in. Well.
Lovely composure right there from James Tavernier. Beautiful dink down the centre of the goal, and not too sure what the pause was cued for. But White Goodman, early lead in this game. I mean, talk about confidence, talk about composure. You're seeing it right there, and former champion in the chat right now, King CJ, with a big let's go, supporting White Goodman.
Must be said. I mean, was it a penalty shootout? King CJ, it must have been. 11-10 you lost in the round of 16. So close, my friend, to making it back to another top 8 finish. Hopefully we'll see you next month. In February in the Open Series. Thank you very much for coming by and tuning in tonight. Hope all is good with yourself and your brother. See you both involved in the EMLS, doing some great stuff over in North America. Yeah, penalty shootout, wow. Between him and Ronan Adrian. Shows how tough these games can be, but I mean, Saeed's wanted a pause, Richard. As I said, he got more than that. He got a penalty and he conceded, and he's 1-0 down. Not the start. This guy would have wanted. But White Goodman, he's feeling full of confidence right now after that brilliant start. Mbappe just teasing a foul. So it seems. Mbappe over into Mane. Nice bridge touch. As I said, no Cristiano Ronaldo in this team. Normally a sort of go-to for many players. Lahm, back to Firmino. Lovely sort of half drag backs into Neymar. Lovely bridge touch. Dancing in the box. Still dances Neymar. Where's he going to end up?
I do love the ball roll scoop turn combination inside the box. It's something that we've seen more and more of.
Could be.
Chance there.
I mean, just looking at the lineup for Saïd, I mean, going forward, he's got a mixture of icons in, as you said, Figo, Puskas. Very solid midfield partnership as well in that lovely chance again for Mane with his bridge touch. He's trying to find a cutback. Still, this ball is just not leaving the feet of Sadio Mane for a second there. Was able to run forward and do very well. Look at the space. For Kleber to run into. He's got acres of it all the way from fullback. Back to Zidane. Bruno Fernandes, now he needs one more option. Luis Figo could be on for a chance. Figo plays the one more. Back to Tavernier. Not only is a penalty specialist, he's been able to clear that one off the line for his team and to ensure that White Goodman still leads by a goal to nil.
And one of the big reasons that Tavernier is so useful at right back, not only is he a headliner, so he's a life foot item, meaning that as Rangers win more games, Sadio Mane, chance there, Neymar! Slotted in the back of the net. 2-0 up in 25 minutes. But just as I was saying in regards to the Rangers fullback, as Rangers win 4 games in the league, he will get a permanent +1 upgrade. For every inform or man of the match item that he also gets, he will then always stay 1 rating above said inform. So he could end up with a 90, 91, 92 rated headliner foot item regarding how good he plays in real life.
Yeah, they're having an unbelievable season, aren't they, Rangers, at the moment? So many points clearing in that Scottish Premier League. I'm sure that run will only continue. But what a start from White Goodman. Up by 2 goals to nil. We have to remind you, this is best of 1 FIFA. You can't go 2-0 down. Early on, yes, we occasionally will see, you know, these sort of scorelines turned around, but got to see a reply now. Paulo Dybala, can he find a cut back inside? Still Dybala with it, drops the shoulder once and twice. Varane does the splits and just about gets away with it. Missed the first game of the day. Bosniano won by 5 goals to nil. That's against Ronan Adrian.
What we're seeing right now is meta against, you'd say, high rating or maybe even fun. Puskas isn't a meta icon. Lam isn't really that meta. You look at the other players that he has, Saïd, Figo out wide. In the defence, Virgil van Dijk. These players aren't Mbappe or Neymar or players that are really going to blow your socks off. And it often answers the question, do you take the more meta foot items, or do you take the players that you might have more of a personal connection with, or that you've packed untradeable?
Well, also on top of that, let's not forget, you know, this is why we've been so keen to see the Open Series move over to Ultimate Team, because it's all about creating your team at the end of the day. Of course, you can follow meta and you can play some of the best players in the game, but you can also add your own creativity into these teams. That's a massive goal there from Dybala. Fantastic interchange with Puskas. But the Argentine was just able to find a pocket of space. And the Piemonte Calcio striker will just restore a little bit of hope back into this game for Saïd. It was a goal that he needed before half-time, Richard. Unfortunately for him, Dybala was able to get it.
Yeah, he's very, very good. Paulo Dybala, the player moment SBC. Gets the links to many players, including Cristiano Ronaldo, and not actually that expensive to complete either. João Felix in around the box, into Mbappe.
Oh, wow. My original touch made that, Richard, really. Opened up a pocket of space. Mbappe peeled off the centre-back. And Mbappe in those sort of areas, with any sniff at goal, always going to score.
All about the bridge touch right there. The power of the bridge coming out into the space with João Felix on the cutback for Mbappe and slotted it past the goalkeeper with a simple finesse. You saw the stats at half-time. 60+% possession. Dominating is White Goodman right now, and also all of his shots being on target in the opening half of play. He looks like he's going to be on his way to a semi-final.
Yeah. Also, on top of that, let's not forget that I said Saïs, that's a big goal for him before half-time. An even bigger goal on the flip side of that, Richard. To see White Goodman score, because he just reinstalled a 2-goal cushion again. It's the best thing you can do in Ultimate Team, or in competitive FIFA. When your opponent just bites back into a tie or feels like they're building into a little bit of hope or something, the best thing you can do, bite back double the size and go and get yourself another goal. A 2-goal cushion for White Goodman. And this man really is announcing himself into the Open Series. This is what we want to see. Ultimate Team will hopefully bring new names forward. New talent on the PlayStation 4 here in North America. This is what we're seeing so far.
Lots of support as well in the chat. White Goodman. Everyone seeming to be backing this young man,
Mbappe. It's got to be a 3-goal. Oh, went for the cheeky chip. I don't think he needed that. Maybe just more of a standard finish towards the goal. Could have troubled the goalkeeper slightly more. You rate the audacity. Space out wide now, Kleber. Puskas trying to dance his way into the box. Does very well with a handful of ball rolls there. To Kleber. That's an awful touch from the right back. Front of the example why you don't want those type of players in the box.
He did really well with Puskas to create an angle, but as soon as he got into this space with Zidane, just didn't really have any conviction. Firmino tying up the game with a beautiful little bow, which will put Goodman into the semi-final.
I mean, and that's why midfielders like that are so important, Rich. I got confused between Roberto Firmino and Richard Buckley, so you got called Rob. That's why players like Roberto Firmino are so good, because yes, they're predominantly a CDM, but what do we always say about having two CDMs? Have a player that can go forward and can make something happen, because in moments like that, Richard, when you've got a centre forward inside a CDM or a centre midfielder base, a foot freeze item, he can score goals in those moments. Yes, he's not your first choice to do so, but if they pop up in those areas, they can score goals. And Bobby Firmino, as you said, literally just putting a bow on it and saying, there you go, send it off, I'm in a semi-final and I'm in the prize money. It's as simple as it sounds.
Yeah, that's absolutely why Firmino and also Bruno Fernandes get used as that CDM. This duo of Firmino and Philipp Lahm seems to be working a treat right now. He's just brought on Golovin, I believe it is, at CDM alongside Zaha out wide and also Alessandrini out wide.
All those changes going to make an impact, or is it all a little too late? 4-1. White Goodman leads. I don't blame. Why we're seeing so many more pros involved in these tournaments around the Global Series qualifiers, the FIFA 21 tournaments that are happening this year in the Global Series. With this being an Ultimate Team, this offers you just so much more practice.
Yeah, practice, not only that, but nice opportunity to earn some prize money, earn some FIFA points as well. Get some really good reps in against other top-level competitive players, and also it gives you an opportunity. Might sound crazy this, but sometimes you get used to, if you're a pro player, only playing against the other pro player style of play. What I mean by that is people who sort of constantly follow the meta, who play really similar play styles, whereas I was speaking to Ryan Pessoa just last weekend on the FCC 2 qualifier, and he was saying he struggles most against players who aren't pros, who are sort of average players, aspiring pro players, who play different play styles, who play unconventional. This gives you a little bit of everything. In the early qualifying rounds, you're probably playing against competitors who might not be at that meta level where they know each and every skill move and the dribbling mechanics. So it does give you some real good, varied practice.
I completely agree with you. You sort of hit the nail on the head there. You're playing against the unordinary at times. You know, these players that they might see a big name in the bracket, they'll think, right, I've got an extra 10, 20% that I really want to put into this game so I can try and beat a pro. Even if I don't win the tournament, I can go out and say, you know, I've beaten a pro and I've done this, and something with me on my personal resume that I can take forward. That's a great turn on the ball from Zinedine Zidane of all people. Went for a lovely little roulette and for a split second nearly had a chance through on goal. Well recovered defensively by White Goodman. He's played very well at the back. He's made everything difficult for Saeeds. And unfortunately, looks like he's 10 minutes away from leaving us here in the quarter-final stages in the Open Series. Unless there was to be an absolute remarkable comeback. But time is just not on his side. After this game, we'll be going into TT packs against Javi Mundez. That'll be our third quarter-final of the evening. We'll be finishing that quarter-final round with Kevin AC. Hello, welcome back to the Open Series. Another name that we know very well. Up against Gustavo Rivera. Mexican clash at the bottom of our quarter-finals. And before we know it, we'll be into the semi-final stages here and we'll be within the prize money. Wilfried Zaha, fresh off the bench, looking for a showboat finish for White Goodman. For a split second, he was about to hit that in the top corner, potentially. Still could have a chance. Well defended by Boateng. Teasing. There's the Crystal Palace forward. And referee, just an added time of a minute, I can imagine. And we will be saying congratulations to White Goodman, the man that knocked out MLS current champion, New York City Chris, alongside a handful of other big names in this tour, will book a place in our semi-finals with this 4-1 win against Saeed 0-0-7. Congratulations to that man. That's 2 out of 4 names into our final four, Richard. What a convincing performance. And I mean, the 4th-minute penalty certainly didn't help Saeed at all, and the way that he would have wanted to start the game. But he Panenka-ed it, and just that for him was a sort of a push-off mark that he could continue, sort of like a springboard, and it sprung him to do better and better. And there you go. Congratulations, 4-1 in the end.
Yeah, it was a very deep breath almost. You take the penalty, you Panenka it. If you miss that, and the game maybe starts 0-0 for like a half, 60 minutes, in the back of your mind you're thinking, why did I Panenka it? Why didn't I just take it normally? But because he did Panenka it, it gave him so much calmness and composure on the game. That was the tackle. Virgil van Dijk bundling into João Felix and then just dinked it down the middle.
Yeah, I mean, Tavernier, we know he's a penalty specialist in real life. Didn't know he was going to translate it over to the Open Series finals. This was where the second goal came in very shortly after. Into Sadio Mane. Lovely cut back into Neymar. Always going to be a goal, and you can try and simplify the finishes. This was an important goal. We thought, you know, Saeed, this is a great opportunity for you to get back into the game. Lovely interchange there. Puskas back to Dybala. But then there was another reply, and this is a great bridge touch. You'll see it from João Felix now. Bridge away, cut back into Mbappe, open up your body, finesse into the bottom corner. And that's a 2-goal cushion before half-time, Richard. And the goals just kept on coming.
Yeah, they really did. Just opportunity after opportunity. Roberto Firmino getting on the score sheet right there. And half of the semi-finalists are currently penciled in right now. It was a 5-0 win for Bosniano against Ronan Adrian TTV. And then on the other side of it, White Goodman beating Saeed's 4-1. Both of those two semi-finalists, in my personal opinion, could be in the final. They could be matching off in our big grand final. Let's wait and see, though. That's my early prediction. You're getting one for free.
I was going to say, yeah, it's a great point, and potentially that could be backed up. But we haven't seen TT Pax or Javi Mundez ever before in the Global Series, Richard. So let's see what potentially these guys are going to be producing. There's a reason why they are in our quarter-final stage. We'll have a little look at their match stats so far and how they've got on in the Open Series today, and hopefully we'll even have a little look at their teams that they are using in the tournament. Because the great thing we've seen, Richard, as a common theme in the Open Series is different teams. Yes, you might have 3 or 4 of the same players, same goalkeepers, same centre-backs. I mean, everybody's probably got Varane, but there are a couple of differences teams. And I mean, Saeed's team was probably the best example of that. Figo, Puskas, such a mixed team.
Yeah, very unique team. We see TT Pack's player profile right here. Played 9 games in January. Won 9. 100% win rate for that young gentleman. And you see his squad that he is rolling with. Plenty of red picks in the team. But again, Marcel Desailly, Mid Makalele in the squad. I imagine it's going to be Makalele and Kante holding down the 4. Some unreal red picks. Ben Yedder, Kante, and Theo Hernandez. All red pick.
Can I open your rewards, please, in future? I mean, look at those.
I mean, if you open them, you'd probably end up getting Marcelo, the Brazilian.
Probably would, to be honest. But look at that stacked. I mean, does that mean that Mendy stays on the centre with Hernandez? Oh, so Mendy goes out on the right.
I would imagine Kleiber comes into left centre-back, Desailly right centre-back, and then Mendy goes over to right-back. On the other side of it, Jaymans, 9 wins, 100% win rate yet again, and we get to see what he is using in his starting 11. Very impressive when you can come in, win all games, and then get out. And that's probably about as conventional as a foot squad we are going to see in terms of what you've got in the team, the requirements needed for a global series event. That is about what we're expecting, Brandon.
Yeah, I think we can go with Javi Mendes as well. I can see his team, Mendes Army, as he's called his 11 players in the team. I mean, those red picks were good before, but those red picks... Hello, Cristiano Ronaldo, 93 red pick. I wouldn't mind you popping up 1 week in my 86 plus red pick player selection. I mean, unbelievable though. And as you said, worth 700,000 coins. Joe Gomez also there. Marcus Rashford too. A very stacked team. And Javi Mendes. Very, very, very good teams. So this is going to be an interesting one. I mean, looking at the two teams, who would you say has got the better team? For me, I think that one just edges it that we just saw.
I mean, he had R9 in his squad.
Yeah, true.
R9,
true.
He's sort of a big pull. Do you know what I mean? It's like when you've got two... You're potentially choosing 2 schools, and one school is 100 miles away, and one school's 3 miles away. Do you know what I mean? Like, is there any... Is there even need for the... Any even question needed for the contest? R9, the squad of R9 is definitely getting chosen. And also, the way that he set up his squad, you had R9 as an icon, 93 CR7. It looked very Global Series-esque. What I mean by that is to compete in esports FIFA competitions outside of the Open Series, and you want to play in the FIFA Global Series, you have to match a certain set of requirements. That squad right there not only is eligible for the Open Series, which we don't have any requirements on, but it matched the Global Series requirements, signifying he's probably played in qualifiers, he's probably played in events as well, which add up to his Global Series points tally.
And one more thing to add on this, Richard, about the Open Series, is you actually sort of get to experiment with a number of different players as well, because as you said, Richard, there are restrictions for many tournaments, but in the Open Series there are no restrictions, so you can literally mix and match, try out new icons. Maybe if you get someone in an SBC or a red pick, give them a go, see if they fit into your team, see if they fit the way that you play. As we do get underway here now, it's going to be TT Packs from left to right in that Chelsea strip, and Javi Mendes kicking from right to left in the white here, Richard. A fantastic match-up, it looks like, in front of us. And 2 new players in the Open Series that have booked a spot in the final 8. Congratulations to them both for making it this far. As we said, from round of 64 down to the final 8. Whoever wins this goes into a very, very difficult match against White Goodman. But do you get to this stage of the tournament without having a difficult match? I don't think you honestly do. So, every game.
No.
It's going to be a difficult one.
Not at all. And I mean, just having a quick look at their road to this stage right now, Brandon. Jay Mendes won 6-1 against Bujdon. He beat Dietz 4-2. And just to put that into sort of perspective, Bujdon beat Alexander 3-1. So this man beat a former champion in North America. Cut back there. Oh, I thought R9 was about to rustle the net. Jay Mendes in the similar boat to White Goodman, where you're cruising with confidence. You're absolutely flying.
Well, this could be a mistake to forget about at the back. It's just been punched into the feet of Manuel Neuer. One thing I'll say about North America so far, Richard, our Team of the Year bingo is not looking great.
It's
No,
not.
don't get me wrong. Team of the Year is very, very expensive, but maybe we thought could have seen a full-back or a centre-back or a goalkeeper. But hey, we've got February and many more months to come up in the Open Series. And that's a question to you guys in the Twitch chat and on YouTube. If you could have any Team of the Year item right now in your next pack, who is it and why?
I mean, can I just be boring and say CR7?
I mean, I'm guessing many people would go that way. Chance for Arnhem back to goal. Tries to get the shot away. Instead, ends up just kicking the air.
But
I mean, 94 Arnhem. How much is he right now?
he's about 7.5 million coins on the market. I honestly believe, this might sound outrageous, but if you look at the 94 CR7 compared to the Team of the Year CR7, Mbappe has a better stat boost and arguably deserves the coins more than Ronaldo. Speaking of Mbappe, breaking the deadlock. Why get the 97 Mbappe when the 90 can do that?
I mean, was that an outside the boot finish as well? Into the right for the net. Unbelievable start from TT Packs. Fantastic strike into the roof of the net. And he will break the deadlock here. Big goal to settle a couple of nerves, I can assure you. Arnine's had a couple of sort of half chances. Xavi Mendes, but hasn't really been able to get a proper foot on the ball. As Ronaldo and Nazario. Does get penalised for a free kick there after a quite strong tackle from João Felix. Yeah, very, very big stuff here. You're absolutely right of how this team is going to sell. It's going to be Mendy. Ferland Mendy, that is in at right back. Desailly and Claver, I believe, as the two defenders. Oh my God, Mbappe, stop that. Still Mbappe now. Can he get around the goalkeeper? He can't. I don't know how that's found its way into its back of the net, but it has, Richard.
Kylian Mbappe once again. The ball just sort of bouncing and dinking over into Mbappe's path. We talk about the meta versus non-meta again. Javi Mendes with R9 seemingly cannot get the car started right now. They are spluttering and struggling.
It was an audacious flick originally from Mbappe, and then did so well to get over the keeper. We've seen this happen many times in best of one games. You go 2 or 3-0 down, it really could be all over before it's even started. Mbappe looking for a third. Had to call upon his centre-backs there to come forward, just win the ball back and say, come on, wake up. You're in a quarter-final. You don't get this far just to not turn up. Here's Marcus Rashford now. Javi Mendes, this has got to be a chance for him. Can he whip it across goal? There you go. I don't know how that's gone in the end. It's got that's an own goal. Thought Arnhem got something on that one. Apparently he didn't. Rashford runs away to celebrate, but Javi Mendes, I should say, does get himself back into the game. Important goal for him there. He couldn't have conceded the next and gone 3-0 down. He needed to get back into the tie to ensure it's just a 1-goal deficit between the two.
We have seen some crazy goals already in this broadcast, Brandon. That one up there with him. Like, you look at how the ball goes in. We all expected like a pass across the box, but just didn't happen. I do want to talk about something at half-time in regards to TT Pax's squad. Is he in?
Now they might be around the corner here. Oh, what a ball that could be. This could be an equaliser. What a save.
Great save, Bruno Fernandes with the strike. I don't know if we're going to pass it one more. But just as we do come into half-time, he's using Kante and also Makalele We often talk about one defensive and one offensive centre mid CDM. That's two very defensive centre mid / CDMs. Makalele has got, I believe, low-high work rates. He's not moving forward. And I think one of the reasons that he's been able to play like that is because of the 5-3-2 that we're seeing from his opponent. He's running with the 5-back, meaning that he's only ever got 3 midfielders. So it's always sort of a 2 against 3 midfield. If you put an extra midfielder in there, I know you might be like using the 5-3-2, it might be meta right now, but if you changed it up and went to a 4-4-2, you bring your midfielders in, I feel like you can really get at Kante and Makalele because they're not good on the ball, they're quite bumbly, they're quite stumbly. You haven't got a Hullet or a Bruno in there where you can then start to exploit the 2 defensive-minded DMs.
I mean, I had to double check that for a second to see that the 5 at the back was in action. If you've missed out of the weekend, it was sort of proven and tried and tested by Dolomite, who was a champion in Europe. And it was tried and tested by a handful of PlayStation pros in their Global Series tournament. Worked for a couple, and for others, it didn't work as well. Just offside. TT Pax is forward-thinking player. But 2-1 this one. A really important goal before the break for Javi Mendes. I don't know who got the final touch, but the main thing was it found its way into the back of the net. Winner of this will play against White Goodman in our semi-finals, ladies and gentlemen. Alongside guaranteeing yourself 12,000 FIFA points and some of that prize money up for grabs this evening. I mean, it's all about icons, Richard, and players that you don't expect to see in teams. Makalele, you don't expect to see him in a team, in all honesty.
No, not at all. And I know a lot of people really like Makalele this year, but for me, he's just a little bit too one-dimensional. He's not good on the ball. He doesn't really offer you too much. He's very, very defensive-minded, which is fine. But you can't have Kante and Makalele together. One is good. 2 of them, I feel like you're penning yourself in.
You just need someone to sort of go forward, don't you, and offer you a little bit going. This is brilliant from Neymar. Great save, going to go out for a corner. Lovely drag back there. Fake to go one way, went the other. Couldn't find the back in there, but I completely agree with you. We always talk about this, and we sound like we could be broken records about it, but especially in a 4-2-3-1 or any formation where there's midfielders where you're asking a lot from them. So of course, to be box-to-box midfielders, but also someone to be a DM and someone to get the ball forward. I believe at a small disconnection there. We'll get that sorted as we will. 30 minutes were left in that game. 29 minutes left on the clock. We'll play out the last 30, I can assure you. But 2-1. I mean, that could be a bit of a blessing in disguise for Xavi Mendes, as crazy as it sounds. He's got a little break there to get reconnected back into the game. Of course, that's the first priority. But that can change everything, honestly. We've seen a lot of competitive games, Richard, to look into a small little thing like that flips the game on its head. You come back into a game, depending on what settings these guys can apply, they're full stamina, all these players. They're all going to be coming out full stamina.
Yeah, if they are, I think if one of the players is verified, they'll be able to use the basically the esports settings where you can set how many minutes she has played in the game and what stamina is it on. If neither is verified, we'll probably just start from minute 1. We'll play 29 minutes of FIFA until the game concludes. And if it is extra time, I imagine we'll just play on. I'm not too sure. The admins will be working on all that behind the scenes right now.
Yeah.
But what we can speak about is what we saw so far. And we've spoke about icon midfielders in Makalele, but I want to speak about one icon in particular, R9. Didn't even realise he was on the pitch.
No. I mean, hopefully we can maybe get those teams up again to see the teams that we were looking at. I mean, whether it's TT Pax or whether it's Javi Mendes, just to break down both of their teams, you said it perfectly. Yeah, R9 was on the pitch, but was he on the pitch? I mean, he had a couple of sort of stiffs around the goal, but every single time I've seen him tonight, Richard, he hasn't looked amazing, which sounds ridiculous to say for a 94 Ronaldo Nazario. Saw him in Europe a little bit earlier today. Seen him in North America. he hasn't really left a footprint on the game for me in terms of the Open Series so far.
No, not whatsoever. You saw Mbappe there with the shot above the keeper. Marcus Rashford went for the cutback and somehow, I think it went down as an own goal in the end. He looked for R9. It sort of bounced in off Rashford. A very, very strange goal. Two very strange goals, in all honesty. The Mbappe chip over the goalkeeper and then that Rashford sort of own goal right there. But yeah, R9's a weird player because we've got a bit of time, so I'll explain it. Basically, when you're playing online, the sort of latency will dictate how quickly you can turn and things like that. So if you're playing in quite a good connection, R9 is unplayable. He's without doubt one of the best players on the game. But if you're potentially matched someone on champs, I live in Manchester, England. If I match somebody from Russia in Europe, there's going to be a higher latency, meaning that my R9 is going to take a little bit longer to turn. He's going to be a little bit stiffer in and around the box. That is fine when you're using Neymar and Mbappe, but a player with quite low sort of dribbling stats and also a little bit clunkier, he's got a stockier body type build, R9, it's his own custom body type. It means that he sometimes gets stuck in the mud a little bit, which is why you will typically see a lot of pro players using Pele as their icon that they have selected, the 95 Pele, instead of R9.
Interesting breakdown there. I mean, another thing to look at as well, call me creative for doing so. These teams are absolutely stacked and there's so many great players in there. But when you got on the pitch, you know he costs 7 million. Do you feel like there's a bit of added incentive to get him on the ball and to get him doing things because you pay so much money for him, and then does it become too forced and too predictable on the other side of that to the player that is defending? We just heard in our ears there that this game will continue from where it did where we did leave it, I should say. So 60th minute it should be 2-1 for TT Pax. But yeah, it's something that you think about as well, naturally. You've got a 7 million coin player on the pitch. He's got to be involved and he's got to be paying his way in goals in the nicest way. So you do feel some sort of added pressure to get him on the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And you will force the ball into that area where R9 is because you've got the price tag on him and you want to see results from him. I've got a question for you though, Brandon.
Go on.
We've both played Ultimate Team for a long time. What's the biggest purchase you've ever made on a player in terms of like a player that you've brought into the club or someone that you've done an SBC for? Like, what's the biggest player that you've ever bought and spent coins on?
The thing is, coins come at a premium for me. So honestly, my buy is like 200k. That's not really a big buy. I think generally my biggest buy might be like...
I've got one that I know you did, and you regretted it. You completed the Player of the Month Lewandowski last year, was it? And never played him?
God, yeah, that was woeful. I think I put him back into an SBC. It annoyed me that much. I mean, but you've got serious coins to play. Like you were about to tee up a big buy for Cristiano Ronaldo, and then he sort of pulled out in the last minute. So I mean, your mind must be everywhere right now.
Couldn't come to agree. Honestly, I go to bed just thinking, where do I go with my team? There's a couple of people actually who'll be in this chat right now. We've spent many a night discussing until late hours in the morning. Where do you think I should go with my coins? What do you think I should do? Do you think I should buy one big player? Do you think I should buy a couple of Team of the Year players? Honestly, it's the reason that we think about it so much is because you work so hard to get the coins and you don't want to waste them as you did with Player of the Month Lewandowski.
I mean, what was it? A 90 rated Lewandowski? Was it 91?
I think it was like a 92 rated Lewandowski, and you did him because you wanted to build a Bundesliga team. Yeah. And then about a week later, you went, "Yeah, I'm going to get a Prem team instead."
It's more the fact it was like a 4-parter, I think, to complete this Lewandowski. And I committed to 2 of the parts. I was like, I've got to finish the job, but I don't want to finish. Anyway, enough of that. Let's have a look at some of these teams that are being used. TT Pax or Xavi Mendes, whichever team we can get up on the screen right now. Let's have a look at one of these teams to speak to you about how they are lining up in the Open Series. Let's look at TT Pax because this man is winning at this moment in time, and they've both had decent red picks, Richard. But look at these red picks. Reds pick Ben Yedder, Kante, Neuer, Theo Hernandez on the resis as well. You've even got decent options there, but overall, a very good team, but the one thing we were questioning is you got Makaleli and you got Kante, two very defensive midfielders.
Yeah, I mean, look, in all honesty, that team isn't that incredible. Ben Yedder, good player, not fantastic. Kante is very good. Alessandrini is good, not great. Makalele's very good, but not outstanding. The back four is pretty endgame. Informed Neuer in goalkeeper as well is very good, but for the most part, there's a lot of improvement on that team. I mean, just look at the bench. Regular Alphonso Davies, Mukalele, the rule breaker. Robben as a flashback. Hervin Lozano in form. It doesn't blow you away, yet he plays so well with this team. And a lot of the plaudits do go to Mbappe and Neymar. On the other side, Brandon, talk me through this squad.
I mean, yeah, no doubt about it. For me, this is the winning team head to head in terms of how they both lay out. You know, you've got one player that doesn't want anything to do with Ronaldo. This man wants everything to do with any Ronaldo, R9 Ronaldo and Cristiano Ronaldo. And look at the red picks again, 93 red pick Ronaldo, Rashford and Joe Gomez, players that are so expensive to be able to pick up anyway, let alone get so lucky to get them in your red picks. Bruno Fernandes in that team, he's very important alongside Renato Sanchez as those two sort of CDMs holding the fort. And yeah, overall, just a very, very solid team, Rich. I mean, R9's in there, a 7 million coin player. Did not even see him on the pitch last game. I mean, he's got 30 minutes here to prove his worth as soon as the game does kick off. Was I right in saying that Mendes was playing 5 at the back, or was it TT Pax playing 5 at the back?
It was a 5-back from Javier Mendes in the 5-3-2, so I don't know how it goes to a 5-3-2, in all honesty. Maybe.
I mean, who goes in the back line?
I'm not sure, but we'll find out because we're about to get back underway in this quarter-final stage. 2 of the semi-finalists have been already finalised, that being Bosniano and White Goodman, both with emphatic victories, 4-1 and 5-0 respectively in their particular quarter-final tie. Let's wait and see who will be joining Bosniano and White Goodman in the final 4.
Yeah, as we said, we can look at the bracket if we want to break down how that has looked today. Whoever wins this, as you said, will go against White Goodman, who's had an unbelievable run in the Open Series. This is the bracket. This is how we're looking at the moment. As we said, we will be jumping into Kevin AC against Gustavo Rivera 10 later on after this game has concluded. The all-Mexican clash between those two. And Kevin AC, a very familiar name that me and Richard know very well here in the Open Series. TC Pax against Javier Mendes has only got 30 in-game minutes left. I mean, I know these guys are trying to reconnect as we speak now and to get this game sorted, but I said it earlier. People overlook these little breaks and these little stoppages between your usual sort of 2 legs of FIFA. How much it can help you and how much it can benefit you. I mean, for Javier Mendes, for a very slow start that he had, the goal that he scored was interesting as well. It was quite an interesting own goal that Rashford, I think, claimed in the end. This break might flip things up on the head, Richard. But coming into this game, I believe, from the first minute, because we haven't got the opportunity to change the game times and whatnot, they're going to play 30 minutes from where it's joined, full stamina both players. I don't think a fight at the back will be needed or will be played.
You have to keep you calm, and it's a good opportunity. If you're the winning player, you have to keep really calm, really composed, because if you let your head go a little bit, it could be disastrous, because the losing player, the player chasing the game in this scenario, is full of confidence. You've almost got a second lease of life. Somebody is looking down on you and saying, you've got a chance to potentially turn this game around. Everything's going your way. All you need to do is get a goal in that first 30 minutes. Whoever gets the kickoff will also be even more interesting, because you'll be starting with the ball and you'll have the opportunity to go straight at your opponent.
I mean, who does get the kickoff? Is it the man that's in possession last? Is it the man that's winning? Or just the home team? You know, that's what these two have got to decide at some point.
I'm sure that's something we'll be getting discussed in detail right now between the two players. Do apologise for any delay right now. Everything is a remote broadcast. We're working tirelessly behind the scenes to try and get this game back underway, and the broadcast will be resuming from there on. But until then, if you've got any questions in the chat or in the YouTube comments for myself or Brandon, let us know them. It feels as though in the Open Series, imagine you've got a graph. This is downwards, this is sideways. The quality level has gone on an upwards trajectory from where we started.
It has. And to think we've changed game. We've gone from FIFA 20 to FIFA 21.
Yep.
And we've changed game mode as well, which has gone to an even more popular game mode. I can assure you more people want to play Ultimate Team than use France against France. So, to be completely honest, Richard, I think you're absolutely spot on there. And as we said, there's a much bigger player base in Europe. You can't, question that. But in North America, there's even more players that are getting involved. And it's what we want to see. Of course, if you don't know what these guys are playing for tonight, well, we must remind you, we'll get the prize pot up on your screen if we can. $1,000 prize pool is up for grabs for these guys. And the thing that people don't understand is we come in on the quarterfinal stages in the final 8. If you win just one game, you're in the money.
No, absolutely. 2 players already solidified, guaranteed $100 right now. But we are going to be getting underway in that game very, very shortly. You are watching the FIFA 21 Monthly Finals North American region. Joined by myself, Richard Buckley, and Brandon Smith. Quarterfinals will be rolling on very shortly indeed. 2 of the top 4 are already confirmed. Don't go anywhere because the game will be getting started very shortly indeed.
Hello everybody, Brandon Smith and Richard Buckley here, looking to help you start FIFA 20 Ultimate Team in the right way. By helping you build a reliable team that ticks all the boxes, and that's a good value in terms of FIFA coins. So Richard, how are we going to go about this?
The first thing that you want to consider when loading into FIFA 21 Ultimate Team and building your dream team is the formation. And the formation is something special in FIFA 21 Ultimate Team because it doesn't really mean how you're going to play. It's all about chemistry. There's a plethora of formations to pick from. In this particular team, we're going with the 4-3-3 third variation. Something that you have to consider before starting your FIFA 21 Ultimate Team is the theme of the squad. As you can see here, I've picked something that we're all familiar with within the Open Series, and that's France. It's important because you don't want to spend your coins on players that aren't going to fit your team and get chemistry to the other players in the squad. So as you can see now, the squad is complete, but you might be looking, Richard, what are all these green, orange and red links? They're called chemistry links. They basically help the players get better stats than what they currently have. For example, Griezmann, 79 pace, 85 shooting, 84 passing. However, with the chemistry boost, he then gets better stats. Another thing to consider when looking into your FIFA 21 Ultimate Team, the formation that we picked, 4-3-3, the third variation, you might have seen Ben Yedder at right defensive midfielder. That's because you can adjust with your quick instructions what formation you will then play in-game. So right now, what you're seeing on the screen is Griezmann playing cam, Ben Yedder playing striker, and Gelson Martins coming over to right attacking mid. You start the formation to get the chemistry, and then in-game you can switch the players to where you want them to play on the pitch. Icons once again feature in FIFA 21, and they give real big benefits to chemistry because they provide an orange link to every single player that is linking to that player. So you can see David Trezeguet here, currently around 300,000 coins on the market to purchase, would give incredible links to not only Ousmane Dembele but also to Gelson Martins,
into gameplay or
putting him on 10 chemistry.
Well. Enough about Ultimate Team, Richard, and our helpful videos. We got a match to get through here. We've got 13 game minutes left in it. 2 goals to 1. TT Pax leads. Ignore Real Roma. It is TT Pax from right to left in this one. But Mendes, Army, aka Javi Martinez. Javi Mendes. Just needs 1 goal, and this could go the extra mile, Richard, into extra time. I mean, this is where it gets interesting because this pause that happened, it was a long old pause, can really change this game up. 1 more goal would definitely solidify it. Can he find it? Goes for the cutback, round the corner, Alessandrini. Can he find a way through in at goal still? Mbappe will just about get the ball, but interesting to see how this is going to play out. 22 minutes left.
What a ball.
Could be a chance. Ronaldo, is there a cutback? Oh, there was.
I mean, look, Brandon, I'm sure that he's a great FIFA player and he probably do a job as well at CDM for Bayern Munich, but big opportunity right now for Mendes! What are we asking for R9 to show us something?
What have we been saying, Richard? Where's R9 been? I said, where's he been on the pitch? That would have been one hell of a way to introduce yourself. This is still not done. Look how excited Mendes looks. Off the break, and that's going to be a free kick. I mean, he's just pushed him out of the way. Into a pause. 17 minutes left in the clock. 2-1. TT Pack still does lead in this game. I mean, it's a 3 at the back for Javi Mendes. What also does offer a sort of 5 at the back defensively if he wants to. The 3-5-2 that he is currently rocking there.
Well, not only is he rocking the 3-5-2 as well, Brandon, but you just see from his style of play, it's super high press. He's got the team press and also constant pressure certainly turned on. We've been playing, what, about 6, 7, 8 minutes, and his stamina's already taken a little bit of a hit right there on the left-hand side compared to the right. You certainly see the change in stamina.
And the let-off for TT Packs. And he's by 2-1 here. Winner of this goes up against White Goodman in one of his semi-finals. 13 in-game minutes away. I mean, one more goal would certainly solidify it. Just trying to get that goal. Going to be the difficult part. Cool. Free kick played short. Benita into Neymar. Neymar could be in a pocket of space if he can sort of just work his way around the defenders.
Look at the bodies flying forward. It's about 5, 6, 7 black shirts there.
He knows he's got to go for the game. Rashford. Can he get round the fullback? Falling towards the back post. Lovely little turn. Even better save. The La Croqueta was fantastic from Rashford. Save was even better from Manuel Neuer. R9. Still R9! And that's what you pay 7 million coins for, Richard Buckley. Moments of magic like that.
It's been coming. You can't say it's not been coming. Since the restart, he's been all over him like a rash. In that 3-5-2, pressing high up the pitch. R9 stole the ball back, bridge touch down the wing, outside of his marker, and then just smashed over the goalkeeper on that left boot. Great finish from Ronaldo, and it took him, what, 83 minutes to show his quality, but boy did he show it in full effect.
I mean, yeah, that goal worth more than 7 million coins potentially, if it is the difference to send him into a semi-final. What a goal that is. 6 minutes left on the clock now. We said how big this pause could have been in between the game restarting and when it eventually did kick off. Five minutes left, or we will be going into extra time. The first bit of extra time. We would have been in the Open Series unless there is a late goal.
Playing for the last attack.
The goalkeeper. Have to get that ball forward. Where's it going to go into James Tavernier? Look at that run he's made. That is what the beneficial can do with the 3-5-2. Intercepted by Theo Hernandez. He just about keeps that on. Long ball forward.
Is it?
Beating for Mbappe. Mbappe. All the space in the world. Oh, Mbappe, what are you doing?
It was very, very, very good goalkeeper movement from Mendes. He was looking to... He sort of just moved him a tiny bit to the left and threw off the rhythm of Mbappe. He didn't know if he wanted to shoot near post or far post. The tiny bit of goalkeeper movement just, and I say just, kept him in the game right there.
That means 30 more minutes of extra time will be needed to find ourselves that third name into the semi-finals. Here we go then. TT pass from left to right. Maradona comes on for Javi Mendes, and so does Adama Traore. He's kicking from right to left. Remember, he came back into this game. He had 30 minutes to find a goal, to find an answer. Find a way back into the tie. Who got that goal, Richard Buckley? It was R9, the man that we've been calling out to see a reaction from for the whole game. This could be a chance. Keeper's off his line. It's got to be a goal from Mbappe. Well defended. Off the line.
Heroic.
Now a chance to counter-attack. Not for too long. Well read. I furl on Mendy. Came out and read that pass really well. Fernandez now into Tavernier. Look at the run he's made all the way from fullback to be the provider into the right boot of Cristiano Ronaldo, who's a 93 red pit, we must remind you. But more importantly, to send this man into the lead for the first ever time in this series.
Yeah, by the looks of it, he's into a standard back four right now, with Tavernier tucking in at right back. Great touch from the Englishman into Cristiano Ronaldo. First time strike. Nowhere near the goalkeeper.
And I mean, it's a real kick in the teeth for TT Packs. But we said, you know, this man was literally 13 minutes away from seeing it out. Had a 10 or 15 minute, you know, time break to deal with. Come back. It's allowed Javi Mendes to come out full attack in this game and to really send himself flying. Here's R9 to conclude the game, in all honesty. R9 Ronaldo on his own. He doesn't need a ball roll. Get your head down and put all your power into that shot and into the back of the net. What a end to the first 15 minutes here, Richard. A 2-goal cushion has been reinstated from the man that was losing 2-0 in this game. What a turnaround.
We talked about the break in play as well. It wasn't intentional by any means, but it certainly played to Mendes' advantage. Right now, he was struggling, in all honesty. He's got his head right, he's recomposed himself, and he's got back on the horse, and he is galloping on his way to a semi-final.
Yeah, semi-final against White Goodman. If he can hold on for 15 more in-game minutes, I can imagine changes are being made for TT Packs. Attacking changes. He's got to go for this game. His time is running out, but on the other side of that for Javi Mendes, Casey just seeing this clock run down now. Manage the game. Manage the remaining time. There's no rush for him to go forward. Mbappe into Neymar. Back to Ben Yedder. This could be a chance for Mbappe. Big goal.
Surely not. Penalties are going to be looming for these. I mean, it would be the most, would you say, fair way, after what we've had in this series, Brandon, that penalties is the only way to separate them?
I mean it. I think you could be right. I think we could be on for it, in all honesty.
See what his game management's like. His time management. His player management.
He's tried to just sort of see the clock out a little bit, Richard, but he got dispossessed. It only took one time. For TT Packs to get a goal. He could be on for another one here if he can get that ball forward. He's got another pause queued. 5 in-game minutes remaining. Oh my God. It's going to be a gift. Alessandrini! With an absolute gift of a goal, Richard Buckley. I think we are going to penalties.
I saw the through ball. Do you know when you just see a move happening in front of your eyes? I saw the through ball about to get played. And just as he was going to play it, you thought that Kleiber had got back. Literally an inch. Knocking it back onto the on-rushing striker, and how a game can turn.
Well, well, well. If this is your first time watching the PlayStation Open series, this is what you can expect month after month, year after year. 2020 taught us a lot, but 2021 is already showing us what is to come. We've moved to Ultimate Team, and we said these are the types of matches we're going to see. Last minute drama. Referee, have you got more than a minute? You haven't. Just a minute left in this game.
You might get something.
Penalties or a late goal? It's going to be a penalty shootout, surely. Richard Buckley, we're going to pens. Here we go then. Up steps Javi Mendes first with Adama Traore scores.
Great penalty, just slotted in to the right-hand side. It's going to be Yusuf Atal stepping up to the spot for Pax. Goes down the middle and it's saved.
Chance to build upon that advantage now. Martin's just come on off the pitch for Javi Mendes. Well played.
Great penalty. Neymar now stepping up to the spot. Maybe not the run-up that you want for a crucial penalty to be taken. And he's missed.
No. I mean, this is it. To go 3 out of 3 for Maradona. Perfect 3 pens. And to be honest, Richard, this could be the end of the game. Ben Yedder. He misses. It's game over. Ben Yedder misses. It's over. 3 penalties. None of them have been scored. And I mean, it's a penalty shootout, Richard Buckley. You have to remain calm and composed from the spot. Javi Mendes did that, and he's just booked himself a place in our semi-finals. What a turnaround for the man that was 2-0 down.
Yeah, really unbelievable scenes, in all honesty. I think just having a quick look at that penalty shootout, he didn't have the target, which could have been a big sort of hindrance for him in those penalty shootouts. Unfortunate turn of events. You don't really miss penalties typically. He put it wide with Neymar, looked to the bottom left corner and just screwed it wide. But here we go. He moves on to the semi-finals right now. We get to see some of the best moments from the restart. Great feat from Marcus Rashford there. And that sort of... We thought that Mendes was going to win the game in regular time.
Yeah, we did. In all honesty, Rich, there were so many chances. I mean, we have to give credit on the flip side to TT Pax, because this is what happened in extra time. There was 2 goals that were scored. That was the first one with Cristiano Ronaldo. And then this was the second one that was scored on the stroke of half-time and extra time. And we said, is there any way back? Surely not. And then this happened. Literally off the restart, Ben Yedder into Mbappe. I love a little dink pass into the feet of the Parisian forward. And then maybe a little bit fortunate on the bounce back here. The coming together of 2 defenders. Alessandrini picked the pockets of the defenders. It went to penalties. And unfortunately for TT Pax, it just didn't go to plan, did it?
You'll start to see a trend building of the players in black shirts scoring and the players in red and white missing. Maradona slots it down the middle and Ben Yedder put it down the middle and it is saved by Alisson. And that will eliminate TT Pax from the tournament. Javi Mendes, it was 4-4 on aggregate. Penalty shootout, 3-0 victory. Puts him in to face White Goodman. What a series that is going to be in the semi-finals.
Yeah, what a game that plans to be. That will be coming up a little bit later, Richard. Before we get there, of course, we've got one more game to talk about. Our last game of the day, Gustavo Rivera 10 against Kevin AC 07. A name that we know very well in the Open Series, Kevin AC. A player that, I want to say, did he use Barcelona before? Or am I getting confused?
I think he might be getting confused with somebody else, but he certainly has been super successful. I think that's something we can agree on in the Open Series. 26 wins, 6 losses with an 81% win percentage. On the other side of that, Mr. Gustavo Rivera has had a great record in himself. That's the team that he is using. Laporte and Cancelo at centre-back. Lloris in goal. It's going to be Kleiber at right back, getting the link to Arjen Robben. And then Carrasco left mid, Mendy left back, with a front 4, Marquinhos, Bruno Fernandes, Kaká and Mbappe. Probably going to be a 4-4-2, I would imagine. Or maybe, probably a 4-2-3-1 actually. Marquinhos and Bruno holding, Kaká cam, Mbappe striker, and then Robben and Carrasco as the wide mids.
For me, quite an interesting ultimate team, that. Very interesting. Laporte in at the back. Carrasco gets a shout. I mean, is he just being very faithful to a red pick there? I mean, he's not a bad item, the 86 in form. But But a very interesting team there from Kevin AC. If we can flip on this head with Gustavo Rivera, let's see how he is looking. 14 games played, 1 defeat this man has tasted. Maybe a new name in the Open Series, but seems like he's enjoying his time here so far to speak. And look at the team that this man is using. Here we go. Then he's using Edison in form in goal with a backline of Semedo, Inform, Walker, Varane and Mendy. Johan Cruyff gets the shout. Unbelievable little item. With Bruno Fernandes Player of the Month, you're looking at a man that's going to be off chem slightly. Roberto Firmino, Player of the Month, having been sung 2 Player of the Month items featuring in the team. Neymar out on the left, and then a couple of not bad options off the bench there. You've got Mahrez, Dybala, potentially a loan or actual player he does own in Maradona. And then Kazawa also in there, of course, Yusuf Attal. What do you think of that one? I mean, there's a lot of love for this man in the chat. Team Tronco. They're in here, they're supporting this man, and hopefully his first outing in the Open Series can be a successful one. But probably our 2 most interesting foot squads, in my opinion, that we've seen in North America.
Yeah, I like the team. Johan Cruyff's addition, he's certainly going to be very, very valuable in that squad. Neymar, Firmino, Bruno Fernandes, and also Heung-min Son, both incredible Player of the Month foot items. On the first team, on Kevin's team, I'm not too sure where people are going to be playing in that squad, in all honesty. I'll be very intrigued to see how he lines up in game, because Carrasco, good out wide, but not really offers you too much in field. In terms of like weak foot and skill moves, I think he's 4-star. You'd much rather have a player like Neymar, maybe Ousmane Dembele. I'm surprised we've not seen more foot frees Ousmane Dembele. Probably the price tag putting a lot of players off, but no CR7 in sight in these squads.
To be honest, call me crazy. I've spoken to a couple of sort of close friends as well, and some people rate Kaka as a bit of a striker. Going forward, I mean, I don't know how he's going to play in this team. I mean, he's an icon within his own. I don't know where he friends. What?
I think you need to find some more friends then, because I don't know who you're talking to in regards to your friends saying that Kaka's a striker.
Well, let's just see. Let's just see how he plays. If Kaka scores a goal, take that back.
Okay, I will. And if Kaka does nothing,
I'll say he does not deserve to play as a striker.
Okay. Can we get Richard Buckley was right in that as well? Can we get him right in somewhere?
Do you want to get Richard Buckley was right in there, then get in there. There's a reason why Kevin AC must be back in this guy. As you said, whoever wins this plays Bosniano in our semi-final, which will be our next game after this one. So either way, plans to be a really exciting one. This Kevin AC potentially could be looking at a rematch as well against a very familiar name. As we know, we've seen Kevin before in the Open Series. We've seen Bosniano, but we're looking at a new name in Gustavo, which we're looking forward to seeing play out in the end. But, I mean, to be honest, North America, Rich, has brought us many more different Ultimate teams than Europe did. I don't know if that's because Europe's just very much, it follows the style that many FIFA Pro players do. You know, as you said, the trends of the back lines or normal foot champions we're used to seeing. But North America, I don't think any team other than like a couple of basic defenders you expect to see. All goalkeepers have been different. I know they normally are. But midfield, the DMs have been different. Like, it's been quite refreshing, to be honest. That's why we've been excited to see Ultimate Team, because it is refreshing with the teams that are being built. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this one does play out.
Yeah, for the most part, it's sort of been Walker, Semedo, or Kleiber, Varane, Gomez, Inform Walker, CB, Mendy left back for the most part. I think we saw one team with Theo Hernandez as well. Going forward, we've seen a lot of Bruno Fernandes, whether it's been headliner, first player of the month, or second player of the month, Bruno Fernandes. We've seen a couple of people using CR7. Most people running with a version of Mbappe or Neymar as well, as a sort of a wide player or a central cam. But no, I certainly agree. The diversity in squad selections has been a lot more varied than it was in Europe.
That's what makes Ultimate Team the game mode to use for competitive FIFA, and we are over the moon to welcome it here to the Open Series. We are officially underway for our last quarter-final here in North America. It will be Kevin AC kicking from left to right with Gustavo Rivera kicking up from right to left in this one. Great to see everybody in the Twitch chat or on YouTube. Welcome along to the PlayStation Open Series. The winner of tonight's tournament will walk away with $400 and will be able to call themselves the champion from the month of January here on the Open Series. Could be the first chance of the game here for Kaka. He's going to score a goal, Richard Buckley.
Oh. To be fair, it was a very good goal as well. Nice little reverse elastico. Smash past the goalkeeper into the bottom left corner. I'm still not buying it that it's a striker.
I hate to say it, mate, but he looks like the out-and-out striker at the moment. For Kevin AC. What a start to this game. And Kaka with an unbelievable goal. I mean, to be fair, I thought the angle was a little bit too tight. However, it's not the usual Brazilian in R9 this time. It was Kaka that stepped of all players. A wake-up call.
Ooh.
For Gustavo. Gets a free kick, 24 metres out. That was going to be a direct shot. Played short. Johan Cruyff. Could be very dangerous here. Dancing in the box is Dutch forward. Well played by Mendy.
It was almost Tex-esque right there, wasn't it? That dribbling inside the box. Interesting, actually, fact about Tex. He won his Barcelona major 3 years ago today, believe it or not.
Wow.
Absolutely flown by, hasn't it?
We'll speak about it in a second in terms of this team, Rich. I mean, Kleber gets the nod again in its centre-back, and I wonder who started that trend of trying this man in a sort of a right centre-back role or a left centre-back role, because so many pros have seemed to hype this up.
I was speaking with Ryan Pessoa, plays for Man City, just qualified for the Club World Cup this past weekend, and he loves Kleber at centre-back. He's got the pace, the physicality and the defensive stats that he even said makes him the best centre-back on the game. The squad builder showdown, Kleber.
Yeah, that was it. That was even echoed. The 2014 world champion, August Rosemeyer, completely agreed with what Ryan was saying. Said he's so good at the back. Sort of a must-have. His name up, interchange as well with Johan Cruyff. He had not the best of touches there. Had to have a sort of big touch to ensure that Kleber could not wrap his foot around the ball and defend it. Play back to Edison. A chance to play this one out. Third of this game gone. Only a goal to talk about so far. Kevin AC with that goal. Came from Kaka. 7 minutes in. Gustavo looking after the ball very well. Back to Cruyff.
Oh. Ooh.
Still going to be in possession. Here's Johan Cruyff. Not for too long. He tried to outskill the player. Couldn't find a way around the corner that he was originally looking for. What if Kaka scores a hat-trick, Richard? What happens then?
I will...
In your team this weekend, League?
No, he won't be in my team this weekend, League. Shall I do my hair like Kaka for the next broadcast? Straighten it out?
That would look lovely, to be fair. Carrasco, speaking of which, is actually playing on the opposite wing. Mbappe. Just for the bridge touch. Wanted to try and then cut it back inside to the player.
Good ball.
I'm in song. So let's just pickpocket João Cancelo. Look at the space he's got. Goes for a finesse of the into the box. Takes a wicked deflection. Still could be a chance. Oh, did he need that? Oh no! Don't think Cruyff expected to even get a chance in a goal, but then it did come. And if it was a little bit too rushed, the ball went over the bar, and unfortunately the chance was wasted.
Don't know how the ball managed to find its way through to Cruyff there. In all honesty, it looked like a nothing chance. The ball fell to the Dutchman. But spooned it over the bar.
Only half time here. Cruyff. Looking for a composure touch of some sort, but runs it straight into the defender. Good idea again, but just seems like he's struggling to link up with players, Rich, on the edge of the box there. Half time between these two. 1-0. The only goal coming from Kaka from Kevin AC 6 minutes into the game. And other than that, we see nothing else from Kevin AC, but just a struggle to build up play. Gets to the edge of the box and then can't find that one more pass or can't find the skill move that he's looking for. Cruyff keeps on getting on the ball, Richard, but he's looking for a touch or he's looking for a player to support him. There's no one there at the moment, so it seems.
He's playing a 4-2-2. And I just don't feel as though that 4-2-2, you get the best out of Cruyff. In my personal opinion, I don't think he's an out-and-out striker.
Oh, here we go.
I feel as though he's much more of a cam. Kaká's a bit more physical than Cruyff. You'd agree with that. And he's just a little bit taller, a little bit more sort of well-built. Whereas Cruyff, on the ball, fantastic, but he's not going to get those 50-50s past the defender. I'd be running Neymar as a striker, Cruyff as a cam, and then Son and Mane out wide.
Well, let's see who becomes the more out-and-out striker. Will we see Cruyff? Will we see Kaka score again? Here is Cruyff now. Trying to find a way through. Back to Min Song. Can he get round the corner? That's worked well. It could be a fortunate bounce back. Cuts back inside to Neymar. There you go. Forget Cruyff for now. It's Neymar on the scoreline. It's Neymar restoring a little bit of hope back into the game here, Richard.
Got very fortunate. Very, very fortunate right here. I think he went for the bridge touch down the line. It bounced back to him in a nice area. Little ball followed by the back heel into the path of Neymar. First time strike past the goalkeeper. Kevin AC and Gustavo level pegging once again.
You have to say, in all honesty, other than the chance that Kaka had, he's been the better player. As Gustavo, it's just a case of trying to find the right opportunity. 1-1 is the scoreline, though. That goal certainly impressed a couple of people in this Twitch chat right now. Lots of love for Gustavo. Remember, if we are all square after 19 game minutes, we will go into extra time. We've been here before. We went to a penalty shootout after a 4-4 thriller in that last game. Am I potentially going to go there again? Kaka. Back to Mbappe. Goes for the bridge touch. I feel like at times the bridge touch just becomes a little bit unnecessary. Don't get me wrong, I know it's a very effective skill move, but maybe these two are just trying to find how to use it in the right way. And I mean, at times they've both tried to use it, Rich. It's just been a case of they haven't been able to use it at the right time.
Well, it's a skill move that rewards trying. What I mean by that is you don't even have to use it at the right time, but sometimes you'll get a good sort of bridge touch where you'll face through a man or you'll get a good animation on it. That's one of the reasons it's getting patched. Because it sort of throws the defender out, if you know what I mean, with the AI.
Here's Cruyff. Again, it's like moments like that. I know that wasn't exactly a bridge touch, but ball's getting into Cruyff. He's trying to find a touch. He's trying to find something.
Almost like he looks a bit unfamiliar at striker.
Potentially something like that. Could be a chance. There's Kaka! Kaka! He's just scored a brace, Richard Buckley.
That's an unbelievable goal, in all honesty. It's a remarkable goal. The way that he's manipulated the space, moved it back into the area, and then whipped into the back post very, very quickly, all in quick succession. It doesn't matter who scored it. We're not interested in who scored it. It's just about the precision of the goal itself.
Kaka's just bagged 2 goals, my friend. He's just bagged 2. I know it was the easiest tapping in the world, but the build-up to it was absolutely remarkable. Hopefully Rich will break that one down for us after this game is finished, because that is a goal to make. Kaka, I don't know where he's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Kevin AC against the run of play, some would say, because it's been all. Now, Gustavo, in all honesty, he's had all the ball, but the ball keeps going to Cruyff, as you said, Richard, and nothing's happening. The ball goes there and it comes back.
What a goal. What a goal. But no, certainly I think with Johan Cruyff, either as a wide cam or a central cam, is much more creative, not being the final man in the attack.
We're 15 minutes away. Oh my God. Sadio Mane has just squeezed that in at the near post.
I don't know how on earth he has managed to get that in on that angle. There is no space there whatsoever, and he's just squeezed it in. What a finish from Sadio Mane.
Forget how it went in, Richard. It went into the back and then somehow. Ridiculous to even go for that towards the near post. He could be on for another. Nearly Sadio Mane. On for a brace there. That's made many people happy in this Twitch chat right now. Gustavo Rivera back in the hunt. 2-2 now, this game all square. 10 minutes away from extra time. Will we even need to go there? Cruyff. Got to be more positive when he gets the ball. Into Mane. Could this be the chance? Try and switch it away round the box. Cruyff, that's better from you. Try to create a scoop turn. Unfortunately, we'll go back to Hugo Lloris. 5 minutes away.
Sorry, it was an incredible little piece of skill right there. He's gone for the double turn back, which is just a simple flick of the right stick in one direction. But he's super cancelled out of it, so he's got a speed boost going forward with Johan Cruyff. Lots of mechanical button inputs right there on all these attacks. Very technical game that we're watching right now unfold.
I have a feeling that we might need 30 more minutes of extra time to find our winner. Unless there is one more chance. Which at this moment looks like it could be falling to the hands of Gustavo. It could be Johan Cruyff as well, maybe to be the hero. Oh, he's just using an elastico there. Got him into no man's land. Wins a corner. Fake shot. Maradona running his way into the box. Maradona still with it. Back to Maradona. Oh my God, what a save.
Still on. Still up there. He's still up there.
Maradona. Where's he going? Go to extra time. What on earth was that? Maradona, he's the smallest player on the field. He's winning headers.
He just kept on getting up and then getting up and then getting up. Diego Maradona brought on for Son, I believe, on that left cam position. If Maradona would have just scored that header.
And jumped and he just kept jumping, Richard.
The question is it going to be Kaká scoring a hat-trick, Or is it going to be Cruyff scoring a goal after we've criticised him all game?
It's tough. We're into extra time. 30 more minutes of it. Whoever wins this books a spot in the semi-finals. The last spot that is up for grabs. A couple of changes. I mean, whenever Kevin AC seen how good Mane's been and thought, you know what, I'm bringing him on as well. He makes his way onto the pitch. Extra time in front of us now. Who has got that extra 10% in their locker? This is going to be Johan Cruyff to be the hero. Maradona also introduced. Patient build-up as he has tried to do throughout this whole game. Back to Neymar. Maradona does well. Cruyff.
It's that first touch. Let him down again.
Sort of like he needs to hit a fake shot as soon as the ball goes into him, or just something instant. He keeps getting pickpocketed every single time he gets on the ball, Cruyff. Bruno Fernandes back to Cruyff again. Better from him to move it. Back to Cruyff, it will fall. Lovely little fake drag back. Into corner for his efforts. That's 10 minutes of extra time played already.
I'm expecting a scoop up there from Neymar and maybe some juggling into the box. I think we could be on for penalties again.
I mean, it really could be. We saw 4 goals in extra time in our last game. This time we haven't seen a 1 yet. And that's pretty much going to do, I should like to say, for this first half in extra time. There'll be a minute. Lovely long ball forward. Is that a little bit too long? Edison able to pick that up, and that should do us. 15 more minutes to come your way, folks, and we've still got nothing to talk about so far. Is this game on its way to penalties, Rich? Is it? It feels like it honestly could be.
Yeah, nobody really wanting to, as crazy as it sounds, sort of win the game right now. We've seen spells of possession on the edge of the box, but whenever it gets into the final third, it's becoming a little bit messy. I think that's the only way to describe it, really. Especially with the bridge touch, the directional nutmeg as well, which he's trying to touch, which is all pretty much the directional bridge. Just not really anything clicking of substance in the final third.
Well, here we go then. Last couple of changes for either of these two. Dybala comes on. Traore also comes on. Yusuf Attal will also come on to spice things up. In at right back for Gustavo Rivera. 2-2 the scoreline here. We are 15 minutes away from a penalty shootout to decide a spot in our semi-finals. Who's going to find that piece of magical? Alternatively, make a mistake that they'll want to forget about. Will it be a Kaka hat-trick or an effort on goal potentially from Johan Cruyff, a player that has been kept quiet and kept at bay throughout this game.
Chance. I think we could be on to penalties, Brandon. Just looking at how this game is going. I don't necessarily see a winner.
Yeah, it does feel like we are going to penalties in all honesty. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Carrasco, the red pick. Oh, why did he not back himself and have a shot? didn't back himself. What a chance!
That's it. No, one more chance, baby.
12 in-game seconds left. Get that ball clear. Richard Buckley, Twitch chat, YouTube chat. Oh. Strap yourselves in. We're back to a penalty shootout again.
It was in down the line with Dybala.
Who is it to step up first? Remember, winner of this plays Bosniano in the semi-final. Guarantees himself into the prize pot. 12,000 FIFA. So I can assure you, Gustavo's fans right now are absolutely hating this. They've had to go to the wire. Here we go. Kevin AC to step up first. And it's saved.
Great save as well. Maradona stepping up to the spot. Slots it to the left, and it's saved.
Players yet to score. Can Sadio Mane change that? He came off the bench for Kevin AC. Saved again.
Everybody go to the left. Dybala up to the spot, tucks it to the right and slots it in.
Advantage to Gustavo. Adama Traore. Taking a couple more seconds on this one. Needs to score. Oh, no.
Miss. Yusuf Atal to put him into a fantastic position.
Has to score. Kevin AC has to score. Well, Gustavo goes through to the semi-finals. Mbappe steps up. He's got to score. He does.
Can still win the game from this position. Neymar over the penalty. 12 yards out. Separating him from a semi-final. Tucks it down the middle. Great penalty from Neymar. And we know our final four, Brandon Smith.
Yeah, we do. Had to go to penalties again. North America has kept us guessing completely until the last kick of the game. Congratulations to Gustavo Rivera as this Twitch chat explodes right now in front of us. So many of his fans enjoying that moment. I'm sure they did not enjoy it about 2 minutes ago when they sent him to a penalty shootout. Commiserations to Kevin AC, another player that made it back to the top 8 in the Open Series. Fingers crossed we'll see him back next month. But a game where both players just struggled to attack at times and struggled to really find that sort of rhythm in the final third. They couldn't find the combinations, especially for Cruyff. That would be something that, you know, Gustavo has to take away before this next semi-final, is that he's got to get Cruyff working more. The touches weren't great. The first touches weren't great. He didn't really know what he wanted to do with him on the ball. And you pointed out the formation. Maybe it wasn't the right formation for him. I don't
think it suited him, but it did suit one player in particular on the pitch, and that was Kaká. He scored 2 goals after I said he wasn't going to score at the start of the game. And I actually want to point out the second goal in particular that Kaká scored, because there was some incredible build-up play before the goal went in. So I'm going to break it down to you and show you what went wrong on the defensive aspect and what went right on the offensive aspect. So it all started, really, with Roberto Firmino deep inside his own half. He has the ball probably sort of 15, 20 yards inside his own half, does Kevin AC. And we're going to see it right here. He plays the ball into Roberto Firmino, who just wanders forward with the pass. And we're just going to stop it right now. You see what he does. He has the ball with Ferland Mendy, but he player locks onto Arjen Robben in particular. It's a player lock system, so he's pressed L3 and R3, and that's why he has this particular icon above his screen. We're going to zoom in for you so you can show it right there. That icon, that is the player lock. So he's player locked onto Robben and made the run off of the man. We're going to slow it down right now, and we're just going to show you this run here. So we'll stop it now. Neymar makes the run from deep into this area. This ball right now is very hard to play. He's played it with Robben, a dinked pass, an L1 triangle over the top of the man. Defensively, we're at 6s and 7s. This is danger zone right now because he does not know where to go. He's in a real predicament. And there's one area in particular this ball has to go. Into the back post. We're looking for an R1 square. We're looking for an R1 triangle. Anything at all. Get this ball whipped into the back post. Anywhere in here. That's all you've got to do. You see Kaká making the run into the back post area. All you have to do is put it on a plate on him. We'll see the clip play out. The ball goes into the back post area with an R1 square cross. Kaká is the beneficiary of it. Great goal, great build-up play, but we wanted to see where it started, and it was with Roberto Firmino deep inside his own half.
Yeah, brilliant stuff, Richard, breaking that action down for us. And you'd even say a born striker there from Kaka, bagged himself a brace. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for Kevin AC, though, Richard. It went to penalties in the end between those two. And Gustavo Rivera, 10, booked himself a spot in the semi-finals. That is going to be one hell of a matchup against Bosniano. However, with our first game, when we do follow it, will be White Goodman against Javi Mendez. That plans to be an even better game. White Goodman, one of the players that's knocked out some of the biggest names so far in the Open Series. Bosniano, the only name that's left that we know from past Open Series tournaments, Richard, that has gone and won tournaments before. So I'm looking forward to it. And Bosniano has not conceded the goal. I know it was a bit of an interesting game, that one, but he's not conceded the goal, Richard. He scored 5 goals and he's looking very, very good.
Yeah, he's been incredible throughout. If you fancy yourself in these competitions and you think, you know what, I could make a semi-final, I could beat some of these people that I've been seeing, there's a link that you have to follow. This one popping up right now, compete.playstation.com. Sign up, link your ESL account and your Sony Network account. Very simple to do. And if you think that you're put off by a region, it's all over the world. There is tournaments and Open Series qualifiers taking place globally across the planet. So plenty of opportunity for you to get competing. Compete.playstation.com, sign up, link your accounts, and get involved.
Yeah, get yourselves involved as well. So many tournaments, as you said, Richard. Weekly tournaments building up to monthly finals. We're going to go and get a drink and head to a quick break. Now, when we are back, we will be here for our semi-finals, ladies and gentlemen, from hundreds upon thousands that signed up in this Open Series. Only 4 names remain. We're into the prize money, and we're going to be finding out who is in that grand final. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a couple of minutes' time for those semi-final matches.
So many world-famous players, they started online. We are good to go for our first match of the stream.
We're here for FIFA 20 action.
Who's going to be the overall grand final victor? The next PlayStation FIFA superstar.
I think the level of play that we're currently looking at, and it's fantastic. No one leaves today empty-handed.
PlayStation.
On February 5th, the PS4 tournaments will be celebrating, well, you.
PlayStation is hosting the FGC Arcade,
a massive celebration for the fighting game community that will feature our top pros
and awesome commentators, like me.
like yours truly.
Like myself, and we'll be showcasing a wide variety of fighting games. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate,
Soul Calibur 6,
Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle,
Under Night In-Birth EXE Late Claire. There will be some intense matchups.
all the top level play you could possibly imagine.
and more.
So make sure that you tune in on February 5th.
See what fighting game shenanigans unfold.
And of course, plenty more to look forward to.
PlayStation.
Hello everybody, Brandon Smith and Richard Buckley here to talk to you about FIFA Ultimate Team. No doubt the most popular game mode on FIFA 21. But Richard, what is FIFA Ultimate Team?
Ultimate Team is the football fan's dreamland. You earn coins and rewards through completing matches and objectives, which then in turn allow you to upgrade your team. But before we start using Messi or Maldini, let's start at the very beginning, on your road to the top.
So when you start your FIFA Ultimate Team journey, you'll need to choose a nationality for your starter pack. Depending on the nationality you choose, this will have a direct effect on the theme of your team. After deciding your nationality, you'll firstly see your highest rated player in your team. And who knows, if you like him, maybe he'll even be your club captain. Alongside receiving your star player, you'll be given a full squad including a starting 11, substitutes, and even a couple of reserves. It's now your job to turn from player to manager and to restructure that team into the way that you want it to look. Think about formation, how you'd like it to play, and even building up your team's chemistry. Now you've got your final team reshuffled and ready to go, you'll need to choose a club crest alongside a home and away kit. This will be your identity on the virtual pitch. And finally, FIFA Ultimate Team is all about being creative and making your FUT club personal to you. So why not change your club name and abbreviation before heading into your first official FUT match?
Now that's all done, Rich. What's next?
Before we get into the games, I want to talk to you about FIFA coins. This is the currency of Ultimate Team. Players, managers, and consumables are all purchased via these coins through the transfer market. However, coins are precious and need to be handled with care. So the next time you're going to buy a big player, think of your old pal Richard Buckley and please look at stats. Do not waste coins. Okay, preaching is over right now. Let's get into the gameplay. There's a couple of different game modes that you can play in FIFA 21. We've got online and we've got offline. We're going to start with offline. Let's look at squad battles. This is where you'll play against other real-life player squads. However, it will be the AI controlling their teams. You pick your difficulty that you want to play on. Beginner being the easiest. Ultimate being a real tough test, even for the top elite players in the world. After completing a game of squad battles, you'll receive squad battle points. This will then place you on a leaderboard with every other player in the world competing on squad battles. By the end of the week, you will get rewards for your placement on the squad battles leaderboards. 40 matches per week can count, so make sure in those 40 games you're picking the right difficulty for the team selected. We've played offline, now let's play online. Division Rivals is the bread and butter of any FIFA player. You get placed into a division where you'll play against other players in your division. It's as simple as that. The ultimate sparring practice for any FIFA player. But before you get placed into a division, you have to play 5 placement matches. This will determine if you are in Division 2 or Division 8. After you play your 5 placement matches, you will get a healthy coin bonus. This coin bonus can then be used down the line in purchasing players or different upgrades for your team via the transfer market. And look, maybe when you feel a little bit more comfortable and you've played a couple of hours of Division Rivals, you've accumulated them Division Rivals points, you might be knocking on FUT Champions' door.
So now you're well underway in your FIFA Ultimate Team journey. We've guided you through the best ways to generate coins whilst also providing you with the basic skills to develop your starter team before taking it to the virtual pitch. As always, let us know in the comments how your FUT journey is going this year on FIFA 21, and who knows, maybe myself or Richard will see you in the Weekend League very soon.
PlayStation.
Well, welcome back once again to the PlayStation Open Series monthly finals for January. My name is Brandon Smith, and of course joining me as always is that man, Richard Buckley. We're back for the semi-finals. We had 8 and now we're down to the final 4. I mean, Richard, we had 2 lots of penalty shootouts, my friend. That's a bit of a surprise for us, isn't it? We never normally get that much action in the Open Series, but North America are welcoming us back with open arms and a lot of competitive games we've seen today. Unbelievable round of 8.
I don't want to potentially spoil the semi-finals for anybody watching, but you had 2 players who won 5-0 and 4-1. Then the other 2 semi-finalists went through on a penalty shootout. I feel as though these semi-finals could be one-sided. I'm just going to throw it out there nice and early. I feel as though we had a Bosniano 5-0 and we had a Goodman 4-1 victory. Like, I just don't see where they potentially lose. Like, if they turn up and play their best FIFA, I can only see it being one-way traffic.
Yeah, honestly, I completely agree with you that as well. We've only got one name left that we know from the Open Series in Bosnia. But White Goodman, he's been making a bit of a name for himself in the tournament. Richard, he beat New York City Chris in the round of 16 to get a place in the final 8. You guys have been voting, and there's quite a few White Goodman fans in this chat. 89% of the votes this man took, Richard. And clearly a fan's favourite in the Twitch. I do keep an eye out for some of those polls when we do drop them in. It's your opportunity to have your say on who you think is going to win. But looking at his bracket run, Richard, and it's nothing to his opponent, an unbelievable run in the bracket.
No, I mean, beating Didi Crisolito is arguably all the confidence that you potentially need. And also, just have a look at the Twitch chat. I saw King CJ in earlier saying he's going to win not only this event, but win a FUT Champions qualifier in the future as well. So big prize from your peers in the form of King CJ, and also everybody else joining the chat and getting behind White Goodman. You would certainly say the arguable favourite from here on out, given his performance previously. He was knocked out alongside Bosniano on the other half of the bracket. All arrows are pointing towards a Bosniano-Goodman final, but they've got to get through the semi-finals yet.
Yeah, speaking of his opponent in Javi Mendes, what a game he had, Richard. It was he was losing 2-1 with 13 minutes left. There was a slight technical difficulty, led to a 10-15 minute break. Mendes came out the blocks flying, didn't he? Scored a goal of R9. We were crying out for R9 to do something to really have an impact in the game. He did much more than that. He scored a big goal, then scored in extra time. Alessandrini also scored as well on the other side of that. And it was a great game. That went to penalties in the end, and Mendes held his nerve and put all 3 penalties of his away. On the opposing side, unfortunately, his opponent didn't put any of the penalties away. And it
2
was
penalty
a
shootouts
penalty.
we've seen like that, by the way, where one player scored like all of them, and the other players like missed pretty much all of them, right? Because he won 3-1 and 3-0. We've seen a 3-1 and a 3-0 penalty shootout. That's very rare that you see one player miss all his penalties.
I mean, it's such a lottery, isn't it, penalty shootouts? But you'd expect to at least get it on target. There was penalties that were flying high and wide. There was one that flew wide. There's one that hit the bar. I mean, it was just a little bit over the shop in terms of placement. Maybe we can have a look at how these teams are looking. No, we're into the game already. Here we go, even better. Semi-final time in front of us right now. Whoever wins this books a place in the grand final tonight, bags himself at least $300. I'll be one of the first 2 names in our Open Series North American Grand Finals. Here we go then, Richard. It's White Goodman kicking from left to right, and Javi Mendes from right to left here. If you remember the last game we saw from White Goodman, Richard, it was a penalty within the first 4 in-game minutes where James Tavernier stepped up and scored a huge goal. But again, another interesting team. Lahm starts in this one. No Cristiano Ronaldo needs to be involved at all, says White Goodman. He's happy with the likes of Neymar and Mbappe for him leading the line. Here is Neymar. Back to Mbappe. Still his attack is alive. Ball towards the back post. Well cleared by Tavernier.
Yeah, out and not upwards there from Tavernier, importantly as well. Because there was a lot of pressure in and around the box. Just getting reacquainted with the squads. R9 Ronaldo, informed Renato Sanchez, Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, João Felix making up most of Javi Mendes' team. On the other side of that, White Goodman, you see Roberto Firmino, who was outstanding his quarter-final matchup, partnered next to Philipp Lahm. That's the 89 Lahm in at CDM. Lahm, I want to say, the only icon to have 3 different versions, all different positions: a left-back, a CDM, and a right-back.
Yeah, an interesting one. And again, another interesting choice in CDM. Certainly can do a job there. Firmino, partner alongside him, a player that can offer you a little bit more going forward. We talk about it all the time. And building these ultimate teams, have a sort of CDM partnership where you can have 2 players that, of course, can defend well, but you need one person that can be an outlet and to get that ball forward. Here comes Javi Mendes now, back to João Felix. Lovely idea towards the back post. Well played by Lahm. He's not only a player to get the ball forward, but can sweep at the back and to ensure he can clear the danger.
Not only that, but you talked about the CDMs. Firmino and Lahm, both good defensively, but Firmino more so shooting-wise. Lahm is no slouch on the ball. Great dribbling and passing. You see him bursting forward here.
I mean, just him doing this adds so much pressure on defensively because, you know, as soon as a Lahm holds the ball on the edge of the box or Roberto Firmino, you're literally allowing what? Mane, Mbappe and Neymar to free roam as they please around the back. Chance for Ronaldo now, a little bit too heavy. Going to fall back to Alisson. You know, you're really asking questions of your opponent, and that's why so many players will often try and do that with a midfielder or a fullback, you know. Keep pushing them up the field so then your attacking players can just have a little bit more space and a little bit more opportunity to try and find these little gaps in between the back line. Here comes Mane. He's up for a corner. Sort of just Picking that ball into the box. Heel to heel from Neymar. Back into Bobby Firmino. Referee says, no, get yourself up. That's not going to be a penalty.
Could have been anywhere in around the box there as he did the double turn back with the right stick. Seen a few interesting penalties gave earlier in EU, Brandon, especially for Zimmer, who went on to be victorious in the end. 3 penalties, 3 different games.
Yeah, that was pretty insane. I mean, some of them were really cleverly won there. What's happening with Neymar and Mbappe? Those two just
having a little chat, just to catch up.
Just stand next to each other. You're not moving, lads, or... That was interesting. It's João Felix now. Javi Mendes comes to nothing now. A third of this game already played. End-to-end FIFA. As we've come to expect in this semi-final. You win this, you will be on your way and 1 game away from crowning yourself as a champion here in North America. And what a run it's been from the both, as you said. Picking up some serious results on the way through. Also can't forget that Javi Mendes does have R9, but again, I'm 33 minutes into this game. I actually forgot he was on the pitch. I haven't had a real taste of the ball yet. It's been mainly João Felix. Oh, what a little run this is from Neymar. Oh, my days. Neymar! How was that ball? Stayed on the right boot of the Brazilian forward there. I'm looking back on the replay.
What? Yeah, he goes lovely close control on the edge of the box, which, if anything, I think is more impressive. He then did a reverse step over inside the box and sort of got the better of his defensive marker, just then slot past the goalkeeper. But the actual initial close control on the edge of the box was incredible from Neymar.
I mean, for a second, I thought there was an interception, the mix of things, Rich, but unbelievable. Really well taken. Effort. Here comes R9 now. Every single time I talk about him, he seems to pop up with it. There's a goal. There you go. Every time I call out for this man to pop up and do something, he does exactly that. R9 won the running race. Got past Varane and found the right top corner. Unbelievable finisher in the box, and just like that, rule square after 42 minutes on the clock.
Emphatic finish as well from R9 on his so-called weaker left foot. I don't even think he's got a weak foot, to be honest. It is 5 stars. Hammering it home past the goalkeeper. Good player lock.
Actually, another instant reply. João Felix round the corner with the bridge touch. Goes down to ground again. Tapping it. Team to have won the ball. And that's half-time in this one, Richard, in our first semi-final. 1-1 the scoreline. And that was Neymar scoring one of my favourite goals so far we've seen here in North America. It was R9 Ronaldo biting back and saying, you know what, I am still in this game. And probably the perfect way to end this half. All square, 1 apiece, and still all to play for in these next 45 minutes. But that goal from Neymar, how on earth did the ball just stay stuck to his right boot? It was insane.
It was the dribble on the edge of the box. He had 2 players here, and he just went straight through the middle of them. But the second part of it, the step over, was what he really sort of created the damage with inside the box. Great use of the reverse step over, getting away from his marker and then just slotted it past the goalkeeper. But again, the resiliency of Mendes getting straight back in the game.
Yeah, really well done. Underway, 45 minutes away from one of these two booking a place in the grand final. And they'll wait patiently for either Bosniano, Gustavo Rivera. Again, that plans to be an all-Mexican affair in our next matchup. Who's going to show us that little bit of quality? Produce that bit of magic, one thing that he's loved to do. That's why Goodman loves to get his centre midfielders on the ball, getting them involved. You can see Roberto Firmino continuing his run. More questions he can ask of his opponent defensively. That's where he's going to find these gaps. You can see him pulling apart his defensive. Neymar back to Mbappe. Neymar trying to get back on the ball. Does hold his ground well. Xavi Mendes.
It's a very sort of tactical game that we're seeing unfold right now, because White Goodman just blew his quarter-final opponent away. Like, honestly, the game was sort of done by the 60th minute. In the semi-finals now, what we're seeing is maybe the nerves starting to creep in a little bit from both these two players. They might not admit that they're nervous, but I think their actions speak louder than words right now, and they've given the ball away on a couple of different occasions. That slide tackle right there coming in from João Felix. Reckless.
Now we are going to go into pause, Richard. 30 minutes left in this game. And interesting. 4-5-1.
Against the 5-3-2.
Very interesting. Yeah, I have to forget that, actually. We haven't spoken about that enough. He's a five at the back that Xavi is rocking in this game. He did it last game. Struggled to create much. And I mean, other than the R9 chance, hasn't really created much as Xavi Mendes. But then when he changed out of it,
he started looking a lot better.
Player. He was unbelievable.
As soon as he went into the 3-5-2, he looks different level.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, the 3-5-2 can go into pretty much a sort of defensive 5-3-2 if you want it to be, mate.
Oh, that's incredible.
Elastico. Into an unbelievable finish from Neymar. He can put the goggles on. He can look through it. I'll tell you what a goal that was. Elastico from Neymar. Again, it's Neymar who's the star of the show here. Producing those little bit of skill moves, the combinations, those big match moments where you have to be creative. And that's exactly what Neymar was there. That goal could send you into a grand final.
The close left stick dribbling, accompanied with the super cancels right there, was incredible. And the Elastico just to top it off in the end. Shooting out of the back of the Elastico, getting the extra shot power. Great work. Honestly, fantastic work.
Question is there more to come? Last time we spoke about R9, 10 minutes later, he went down the other end and scored a goal. He's got 20 minutes to make that happen again. To be honest, White Goodman, he's looked in control of possession in many moments. Is it time to get out that five at the back? I'm sure it's time to go for a 3-5-2. Get those fullbacks forward, the likes of Mendy, Tavernier. See the pause coming in from Xavi Mendes. He knows it's time to make that change. As you said, he looked like such a better player.
Ooh, it's a mistake.
Mendy into R9. Renato Sanchez again, he's run into the player. The best thing that can happen here from White Goodman is that Xavi Mendes does not get this pause unless he goes and scores a goal. And he's got a 2-goal cushion. He doesn't have to worry about any change that he's going to make. "12 minutes away from a grand final spot. His first ever grand final spot in the Open Series. Clever idea there, Mbappe trying to link back into Neymar. That would be Neymar's hat-trick. He could have got the ball through there.
A little bit of high foot, low head from Varane.
All the subs coming on that.
A different formation yet again here that we're seeing deployed. Now in a 4-4-1 second variation with the centre forward and a striker. 2 centre mids, a left mid and a right mid. So he's gone out of the 4-5-1 that we were using earlier. He's put a player further forward. Very similar in terms of the setup. You've just got a centre forward a little bit higher up the pitch instead of the extra centre midfielder. Maybe try and get a little bit more support in around Mbappe.
Fair play to him as well, sort of playing his own way. He's quite good, but not reading too much into this new sort of 5-3-2 meta that some players have been enjoying. Maradona. Trying to make something happen. Great close control dribbling, but a little bit too fast for even himself to run it. Now playing in there. We're 6 minutes away from congratulating one of our grand finalists. He can hold on to this.
Guaranteed $300 if he wins this game.
Could be the chance now. Put this game to bed. Roberto Firmino, all on his own. He can dance into the box, can deliver. Hardly a midfielder. 2 minutes left. This has to be perfect, Richard.
No, it really does. If he wants to try and get anything out of this game, this attack has to be the one.
Everybody forward. You can see how high the fullbacks are. Mendy on one side, Tavernier on the other. It's Tello now, of all people, whips it into the box. It's deep into the box.
What on earth was that defensively?
Still not dealt with. It's still not fully dealt with. Maradona, back to R9. Into Cristiano Ronaldo, scoop turn, fantastic block. Just get rid of the ball if he can get it back. Chance for Ronaldo still. Goes on his own. Oh, what a chance. And the chance goes begging in the end. And that will be a grand final for that man who's been on an unbelievable run so far in the Open Series. Wyatt Goodman books a place in our final tonight, and he'll be waiting patiently for either Gustavo or Bosniano to join him. But, Richard, that was nervy times there in those last couple of minutes, last couple of seconds. What a sort of sweeper-keeper move, and then Ronaldo had a half chance, another block came in, and then Ronaldo had one more chance, and the ball just went flying over the bar.
The chance came seemingly out of nowhere. We're going to see all the highlights from the match, including the goals. That goal that you enjoyed so much there, Brandon. And then R9 Ronaldo answered up the other end, left-footed strike into the top corner. No chance whatsoever for the goalkeeper. Philippe Lahm brought it forward. A rash tackle from João Felix from the free kick that Felix gave away. Neymar on the edge of the box. Look at that close control. So many intricate moves right there and smashed into the top left corner. What that means for the bracket, well, Wyatt Goodman moves on to the grand final. Guaranteed $300. Even if he was to lose the final, he's walking away with that amount. Question is, who is he going to be facing? Will it be Gustavo Rivera or Bosniano? We'll find out very, very shortly indeed.
Yeah, who will it be? Of course, commiserations to Javi Mendes there. Did so well to get to a top four. He won't leave the tournament empty-handed. He still could walk away with $200 or $100, depending on how that third place matchup goes. But it was one of those, the fight at the back, it just wasn't working for him. I think he lacked that extra player in the midfield, or the extra player going forward or out wide. Yes, you can use your fullbacks well, but it sort of just felt like he was asking to give a lot of space to his opponent, and it just didn't work out for him in the end. And the reason why we sound so particular about it is because we saw him play out of that formation in a different one with a four at the back, and he mixed up, and we saw how good he was going forward. So disappointment for him, but still a top four finish in the first ever time we've seen this man in our monthly final. So a huge congratulations to there. You guys were spoken in the Twitch poll. Bosniano, it's a narrow one, just 57% of the votes.
If you're playing in a 5-3-2, you almost have to have a minute in your mind in which where if you're trailing in a game, that has to transition into a 3-5-2. Your centre-backs stay solid, your left mid, your right mid, wing-backs go into the mids areas, and it becomes a lot more offensive all of a sudden, because you're playing in knockout football, there is no reason to sit on a losing position. There's none whatsoever. You're going to lose no matter what. So you may as well attack the game. You may as well go for the match, whether that be a formation change, a custom tactic change, or a personnel change. You have to try and get something out of the match, because if you lose 6-0 or you lose 1-0, do you know what's in common with both of those two? You've lost, and you're going out the tournament.
I agree with you. I think at times there had to be a change of game plan, even as you said, to a 3-5-2, where you your fullbacks are just more attacking naturally, and you can still say to them, stay back while attacking if you really want to, or you can implement some sort of player instruction where if you want them to be really sort of committed to staying back, they will do so. But naturally, they're higher up the pitch, they're more deadly. But hey, unfortunately, he's out of the tournament, and a top 4 finish is still pretty remarkable. 12k FIFA points in the bag, potentially a top 3 finish if he wins his 3rd place matchup. But Bosniano getting 57% of the vote. He is the name that we know very well here in the Open Series, Rich. He's up against a fellow Mexican, which plans to be a really exciting game. We'll speak about both of these two as we jump into the match right now. Is his crew in the building that was supporting him through that awful penalty shootout that he dragged them through? They'll just be happy that he's made his way into a semi-final. Here we go, 2nd semi-final. Winner of this plays White Goodman in our grand final tonight when we do get there in the end. But we're officially underway. There's Gustavo Rivera. Kicking from left to right. And Bosniano, who's had a long time to wait, we must add. A long time he's been waiting.
Your first game of the day, wasn't he?
What did we see in that first game, Richard? 5-0 for Bosniano. Convincing performance from the Mexican, who has won Open Series titles before, has won weekly invitationals before. How's that break? Going to treat him. We're looking to start very strong. Ronaldo, a couple of bridge touches there. You miss what Bosniano's team looks like. It's the pretty standard team. You're looking at Ronaldo involved. It's Renato Sanchez alongside Bruno Fernandes as his 2 sort of CDMs. He's also got informed Ben Yedder. Of all people in the team. On the flip side of that, Bruno Fernandes and Roberto Firmino. The 2 central midfielder options for Gustavo.
There was a lot of chatter around Johan Cruyff playing as a striker. See if he can have more of an impact on this particular semi-final than he did his quarter-final matchup.
Yeah, he struggled in there at times to get on the ball. Again, another one of those players that cost you so much money. He's got to be involved. Here is Cruyff now to try and make his stamp on the tie. Great effort. Goes out for a corner.
That's where you want him, though.
He just peeled off, didn't he? Great touch, peeled off, had a great chance at goal. It was an even better save to deny the chance. Those are the sort of areas that you want him in. Walker, back to Cruyff. Is he onside?
No.
But
very good finish, though.
Promising signs, promising signs. Yeah. We've seen more from him there in 16 minutes, Richard, than we saw in what, 120 minutes?
Yeah, you'd certainly argue the case that he's had a better impact now than he did in the previous game. Chance here at the other end, though, for Bosniano, who was clinical in his opening matchup, and clinical yet again. Neymar, the scorer. Is anyone going to beat him?
That's the word clinical in an attack there. That is unbelievable from Bosniano. Fate one way, went the other, found the top corner. His first chance of the game. Bosniano, that break's not faced him at all. 6 goals scored, 0 conceded since being on the broadcast tonight. That man just loves the Open Series, I tell you. Here's Cruyff now. For Gustavo. Can he whip that ball across? Lovely little idea that was. He tried to play it back into the path.
There is space at the back, though, for Gustavo to attack. We've seen Cruyff getting on the ball a little bit more as the opening 20 minutes would suggest. He'll have a good impact on this game.
A lot more ball in the edge of the box. A lot more opportunity. Bruno Fernandes back to Cruyff again. Just very struggles. Can't get the ball into Neymar or teammate. That's what he looks like. He needs to do a bit more. That could be a mistake out the back into Neymar. Tries to juggle it towards the box. Wins a corner for his efforts. Nearly tricked the goalkeeper there into a near post finish. That one played short now. Still Neymar in possession. Out to Min Song. Can he find that one more into Cruyff? Cruyff, can he find the back of the net? No!
How has that gone wide? Johan Cruyff, I'm going to say it, hang your head in shame. How has he not scored that?
I mean, the fake shot was brilliant. The fake shot opened up the space, and then the shot wasn't even on target.
Neymar, Mbappe, Ronaldo. I feel like they all scored. He's right-footed. He's got no excuse.
Cruyff. He's a little brighter in this game, but the money he costs you, moments like that, you've got to get it on target. You've done the hard bit in terms of breaking away from a defender. Shot's just got to be so much better. Here's Ronaldo, Bosniano. Oh, the bridge touches are out. Oh my God, Bosniano. Bosniano. Stop it, you.
Fantastic use of the bridge right there. Round his man, left him for dead. Then you saw the goalkeeper movement. He went to move him across the goal, expecting the strike from Bosniano into the opposite corner. Just rifled it in at the near post.
It's one of those. I mean, these are the sort of plays you've got to make in your head before it even happens. And this is what I mean for any FIFA player there. When your strikers get on the ball on the edge of the box, we've seen from White Goodman, especially Richard. He knows what he wants to do with Neymar. Bosniano, he knows what he wants to do with Cristiano Ronaldo. Ridiculous things like that.
Honestly, outstanding from Cristiano Ronaldo. This is regular Ronaldo as well. This isn't in form. This isn't team of the year. This is regular Ronaldo.
I mean, this man was good on head-to-head FIFA. He knew how to play with France and Liverpool, but an ultimate team, it's a completely different animal. Absolutely superb from Bosnia. But what I'm trying to say is, at times, Cruyff's got on the ball. Other players have got on the ball with their so-called star strikers, their star players that of course, have got unbelievable skill moves, unbelievable attributes all over them. You've got to think about what skill moves you want to try. I know that was very audacious what Ronaldo just did there. That's not always going to come off, and you're not always going to score goals like that. But Bosniano, he's used bridge touches. He's known what he's wanted to do. He's tried to be just experimental, in all honesty, Richard. And lucky for him, every single experiment he's done has worked and passed with flying colours. And he's 3-0 up in 45 minutes. And Cristiano Ronaldo has been unbelievable. He's bagged 2 goals. Neymar's also bagged a goal. Just been very good.
Yeah, as any good sort of artist, you paint the picture in your head before it happens. And Bosniano, he's not painting by numbers, shall we say. He's got a portrait, he's got an easel. Any other artistic impression, he's got it down to a T, okay? You get my drift. It's getting late in the UK.
He's going to start referencing some of your favourite sort of paintings.
He's given us his own interpretation of the Mona Lisa right now. And it features Cristiano Ronaldo looking into my soul and saying, do you like bridges?
That goal. That 3rd goal from Bosniano. You don't often see that in a semi-final, let alone any game of FIFA. 3-0 he leads him. For Gustavo Rivera, we need to see a remarkable turnaround. A change of something going forward. Custom tactics. Get it changed and go for the game. You know, before you know it, you're going to be 60th, 70th minute. There won't be any time left in the game for you. Bosniano has not conceded a goal, Richard Buckley.
That's outstanding. That is an outstanding turnaround. And also, it's not like he's playing defensive FIFA either. He's trying to score more.
Can we break him down? Cruyff. Back to Bruno Fernandes. Chance round the corner potentially. No way through in the end. Maybe a chance to get this forward. Mbappe reverse Elastica if he could find a way for Bosnia. Leads by 3-0 at the moment. Sebastian Bashk in the chat. So it's good to see Bosniano, again, crack player. Unfortunately, the head-to-head qualifiers aren't being streamed.
Chance here, Neymar.
The ultimate team finals, as we could have a goal. Goes out for a corner, but yeah, the plan for 2021 with the Open Series is it will just be the monthly finals of foot that will be broadcasted as far as we know at this moment in time, which for us is exciting because we've been waiting for Ultimate Team for a really long time. However, I'm guessing you are in the monthly final, Sebastian Bash, so congratulations for that. It's a good chance there from Neymar, but well matched up on the save. Time's running away though, Richard. 22 minutes left. Gustavo to form an attack to try and make something happen. He's got 20 minutes left. Bosniano's about to go across two games. Of scoring 8 goals and conceding 0. Maybe 9 goals he might score if he comes forward with this attack.
He just looks on fire, doesn't he, right now?
I mean, what a final we've potentially got in store here.
Hopefully it lives up to the anticipation. I can't see any world in which it wouldn't live up to it.
Massive tackle from Sanchez. A lot of love for Gustavo in the chat. Unfortunately, just hasn't been able to hit the ground running in this semi-final. Here comes Neymar, drops the shoulder. There's a finesse, and there's an important goal.
Big goal for Neymar right there. It came out of the back of the bridge touch, cut back inside with a simple fake shot, in fact, and then simple finesse shot into the top corner. Chance potentially starting to appear for this man right now, and a crack starting to show in Bosniano's armour. That's the question. 15 minutes left to go. That's the first goal he's conceded.
I also believe, Rich, he's just brought on 2 new central midfielders. 2 new options. Seeing Ben Yedder come on. It's a triple change on the other side of that, so my apologies. Just one change for Bosniano. On the other side, loads of attacking changes. This man is going for the game. You'd expect him to do so too. He's got nothing to lose at this point. Go for the game. Give it all you got. We're into the final 10 minutes now. Bosniano. Can he hold on to this lead by 2 goals at the moment? Will he be back into another grand final? This man's record in the Open Series is absolutely ridiculous. Could be a chance towards the back post if he can find that option. Alessandrini. Chance. Dancing.
That would have been the game, in all honesty. I'm surprised that he's tried overcomplicating it with the drag back. Must be confident in his 2-goal lead going into the final 5 minutes.
I mean, that goal would have certainly solidified a grand final spot. Only 5 minutes left. That time is halved. Again, 2 goals are needed. The ball's got to go forward. As difficult as it is, you've got to make these split second decisions. And again, time runs out. There's 7 more minutes played. 3 minutes left plus additional time, Richard. I think Bosniano will be booking himself a place into another grand final.
Yeah, definitely agree with you. As that ball goes down the line, Ansu Fati wheels away into the box. Player locks onto Ronaldo. Ederson clutches the ball, but simply not enough time left. Bosniano backed it up on head-to-head, and turns out he's a pretty decent Ultimate Team player as well.
Yeah, I can't wait to have a look at some of those highlights, Richard. Some unbelievable goals from Bosniano. Unfortunately, for Gustavo, Johan Cruyff just wasn't at it, and unfortunately his other players weren't at it on the pitch in that game. He met his match, and for Bosniano, what a result. 3-1. He will be in a grand final up against White Goodman. What a game that plans to be, by the way, in our grand final this evening. Commiserations to Gustavo. Welcome to the Open Series. Again, a top 4 finish for him. He will now go into a 3rd place game up against Xavi Mendes, the battle out for the top 3 spots. But look at some of those highlights again, Richard, because there were so many highlights. Johan Cruyff started the game really, really well. He was creating a couple of good chances.
Could have scored 2 goals inside the opening stages. Ronaldo and Neymar were just unbelievable for Bosniano. Chance right here, Neymar Jr. scooping it up, looked for the volley at the near post, sort of a hard angle, but this chance right here, Johan Cruyff, we thought he had scored. I don't know how that goes past the post. Tell you what, didn't go past the post. Ronaldo breezes past Varane and smashed into the upright. Look at that for a goal. Oh, wow. Ronaldo.
Wow, Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, they were both fantastic goals. The bridge touch into that goal, and then that was just ridiculous. A fantastic finish late on from Neymar. Unfortunately, it just does not mean anything. We're into a grand final out of hundreds upon thousands of people that have signed up for the Open Series in January on Ultimate Team, the brand new format of Ultimate Team that will be continuing into February. We find our final 2 players. Bosniano against White Goodman. What a grand final that plans to be. Again, there will be a Twitch poll running right now. Get yourselves involved with your votes on that. And if you are thinking, how do I get involved in this tournament? I want to play. I want to earn some money. I want to earn some FIFA points. Well, there's a link below me and Richard Buckley right now. Sign up, compete.playstation.com. You guys can get yourselves involved and maybe get your hands on some prize money. We've seen both our semi-finals. Now we're ready for that grand final. But before we do see it, we're going to go to a quick break. When we are back, it will be grand final time. $400 on the line. Bosniano against White Goodman. Do not go anywhere. We're back in just a couple of minutes' time for that big one.
So many world-famous players, they started online. We are good to go for our first match of the stream.
We're here for FIFA 20 action.
Who will be the overall grand final victor? The next PlayStation FIFA superstar.
I think the level of play that we're currently looking at, and it's fantastic. No one leaves today empty-handed.
PlayStation.
On February 5th, the PS4 tournaments will be celebrating,
Well, you. PlayStation is hosting the FGC Arcade.
A massive celebration for the fighting game community that will feature our top pros,
And awesome commentators. Like me.
Like yours truly.
like myself.
and we'll be showcasing a wide variety of fighting games. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate.
Soul Calibur 6.
Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle.
Under Night Inbirth EXE Late Claire. There will be some intense matchups.
All the top level play you could possibly imagine.
And more.
So make sure that you tune in on February 5th.
See what fighting game shenanigans unfold.
And of course, plenty more to look forward to.
PlayStation.
Hello everybody, Brandon Smith and Richard Buckley here, looking to help you start FIFA 20 Ultimate Team in the right way. By helping you build a reliable team that ticks all the boxes, and that's a good value in terms of FIFA coins. So Richard, how are we going to go about this?
The first thing that you want to consider when loading into FIFA 21 Ultimate Team and building your dream team is the formation. And the formation is something special in FIFA 21 Ultimate Team because it doesn't really mean how you're going to play. It's all about chemistry. There's a plethora of formations to pick from. In this particular team, we're going with the 4-3-3 third variation. Something that you have to consider before starting your FIFA 21 Ultimate Team is the theme of the squad. As you can see here, I've picked something that we're all familiar with within the Open Series, and that's France. It's important because you don't want to spend your coins on players that aren't going to fit your team and get chemistry to the other players in the squad. So as you can see now, the squad is complete, but you might be looking, Richard, what are all these green, orange and red links? They're called chemistry links. They basically help the players get better stats than what they currently have. For example, Griezmann, 79 pace, 85 shooting, 84 passing. However, with the chemistry boost, he then gets better stats. Another thing to consider when looking into your FIFA 21 Ultimate Team, the formation that we picked, 4-3-3, the third variation, you might have seen Ben Yedder at right defensive midfielder. That's because you can adjust with your quick instructions what formation you will then play in game. So right now, what you're seeing on the screen is Griezmann playing cam, Ben Yedder playing striker, and Gelson Martins coming over to right attacking mid. You start the formation to get the chemistry, and then in-game you can switch the players to where you want them to play on the pitch. Icons once again feature in FIFA 21, and they give real big benefits to chemistry because they provide an orange link to every single player that is linking to that player. So you can see David Trezeguet here, currently around 300,000 coins on the market to purchase, would give incredible links to not only Belly, but also to Gelson Martins, putting him on 10 chemistry. Not only can you buy players through the transfer market, but you can also unlock specially improved FUT items through squad building challenges. You can also earn pack rewards through squad building challenges as well. For example, you see Player of the Month, João Felix, right here. To unlock João Felix, you must submit an 84, an 85 and an 87 rated squad. There's plenty of daily players and daily SBCs that are put on to this tab in FIFA Ultimate Team, giving you lots of different avenues and opportunities to improve your FIFA 21 starting 11.
Thanks for that, Richard. There really is so much to consider when building and developing the perfect FUT squad on FIFA 21. If you do choose to build this squad or even make a team similar to ours, do let us know in the comments. And who knows, maybe you can give myself and Richard a game to see who really does have the better FIFA 21 squad.
PlayStation.
Hello everybody, Brandon Smith and Richard Buckley here with a look at some of the most effective ways to score in FIFA 21. High scoring matches are going to be common this year in FIFA 21, and it's important to understand you have loads of options in front of goal.
The first thing that we're going to look at is the finesse shot. Basically, the finesse shot is where you hit the ball with the instep of your player's shooting foot. You initiate the finesse shot by holding R1 and then powering up the shoot button. It's all about finding the angle and then curling the ball past the goalkeeper. Stats that you're looking for are finishing, curve stats, and also the finesse shot trait.
It must be said as well that heading has returned this year in a major way to FIFA 21, Richard.
Absolutely. Heading has been completely overhauled in FIFA 21. Manual heading, you have to aim the ball and also power up exactly where you want the ball to go. You've got to practice, because when you first start, you are going to miss. It is going to be hard. Practice, practice, practice your headers. Near post, far post, from corners. Whenever you can, try these headers, because if you get it right, you will score plenty of goals.
Chip shots are also viable and a clever way to score this year, aren't they, Richard?
Indeed, chip shots are back in FIFA 21. Even if the keeper stood on his line, you can delicately loft the ball over the goalkeeper's head into the far post. If the goalkeeper's rushing out at you, simply tap L1, hold it down, and then power up your shoot button. You will chip the ball over the goalkeeper's head and make him look silly.
Although normal power shots may not be fancy, they are still a very effective way of scoring in FIFA 21.
Absolutely, Brandon. It's pretty much the simplest way of scoring in FIFA 21. All you gotta do, power up the shoot button, get your laces over it. If you've got a player with high shot power, these shots will fly into the back of the net. You can go far post, you can go near post, anywhere you like, these shots will be flying in to the back of the net.
And I'm sure many people would agree with me, Richard. Volleys are back this year and they're OP in FIFA 21.
Knock it to the back post, knock it to the front post, edge of the box, anywhere, and these volleys will be flying into the back of the net. Trust me, guys, you have to try volleys in FIFA 21.
Lastly, one of the cheekiest ways to score this year in FIFA is by taking it round the goalkeeper. It sounds simple. Is it, Richard?
Yeah, it really is. All you need to do, simply use the right stick and just roll it to the right or to the left. This will initiate the ball roll animation. So simple, so effective. You will be scoring those one-on-one chances simply with the ball roll.
Scoring is always always fun in any year of FIFA, but FIFA 21 promises lots of goals and loads of ways to score them.
PlayStation.
Well, here we go. The grand final time in the PlayStation Open Series. Monthly finals in January. My name is Brandon Smith. And of course, joining me for this big one is Richard Buckley. Rich, we've gone from the final 8 to the final 4 to now the final 2. And what a grand final we have in store. People don't know the story of how these two got here. Let's talk about the tale of the tape, Rich, and how these two made it to this grand final.
Yeah, this is their tale of the tape. In January, Bosniano played 25 matches, won 18, lost 7 with a 72% win rate. On the other side of that, White Goodman is unbeaten in January in the Open Series. He's not dropped a match. Incredible scenes from White Goodman, in all honesty, and I'll be very intrigued to see who comes out on top. In the break right there, we did run a poll in the chat asking, who do you think is going to be victorious? Will it be Bosniano or will it be White Goodman? Brandon, right now, you missed it in EU. Don't look at the screen. Close your eyes.
Bosniano.
Okay. The winner is
Brandon Smith.
Bosniano with 88%. Definitely looked at the Twitch chat.
Yeah, I definitely saw it before we went to break. 88% of the vote for Bosniano. But I tell you what, White Goodman has looked very, very good. Generally, I don't know which way this is going to go. We normally do a prediction, Twitch chat, YouTube chat. Don't tell us who's going to win if you don't want to. Just give us a scoreline. I said 2-1 in Europe. I think it was 3-1 in the end, wasn't it?
I said 3-0.
I'm going to go for a 3-2.
I'm going to say 1-0.
Interesting. 1-0 for Richard Buckley. 3-2 for me. Let's have your say in the Twitch or YouTube chat. Just give us a scoreline. Don't have to say who's going to win. Give us a scoreline for this grand final. We have to remember, whoever wins this bags $400, crowns themselves the first ever FIFA Ultimate Team champion here in the Open Series for our monthly finals. 3-0 for Goodman. Big results coming in from everybody that are watching. But here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Grand final time is underway here in North America. The best two players that have made it this far. Only one name can remain champion, though, at the end of this game. 90 minutes in front of us. A best-of-1 format still, Richard. If we are all square after 90 minutes, we might need extra time, and we might even need penalties, which, to be honest, in in NA, penalties aren't really a surprise package anymore. We've been there twice already.
So with Bosniano kicking from left to right in the white, and White Goodman from right to left in the red. But yeah, penalties have been pretty frequent, in all honesty, especially in the quarterfinals. Needed to separate 2 of the ties. I don't know if Bosniano's just doing this for the Open Series, but do you see the stadium theme throughout the entirety of the stadium, Brandon?
France?
France.
Also, there is a special name on his team, Richard. It goes by the name of Inform Ben Yedder.
Yep.
That's just a little bit of respect back to the French national side that treated him so well when the Open Series was previously head-to-head. But one thing these two both have in common, they're both very, very silky in the way they attack and move forward. Oh my God! Thibaut Courtois?
I prefer not to speak.
This is a grand final. This isn't playing against you, mate.
I don't know what just happened at the back there. He got away with it, though. That's all that matters. White Goodman looking to come forward yet again. See the player lock. Something I don't use really at all in my game. I certainly need to implement it more.
Got to remember, White Goodman has been absolutely superb with Neymar and Mbappe in this sort of area around the edge of the box. The right combinations he's had, he's been really, really good with it. On the other side of that, it's been Neymar and Cristiano Ronaldo. Especially Ronaldo. Being amongst all the goals that Bosniano has been scoring. Expect an end-to-end game here. Expect lots of goals in your grand final in North America. Bosniano again to White Goodman. It's a chance to crown yourself champion here in North America. The thing is, we know Bosniano is good, Richard, but on Ultimate Team, he has been unbelievable in terms of how he's been able to attack. Got to remember, it's a new FIFA as well that we've seen a lot of our repeated sort of finalists and competitors on. It's great to see a lot of them have adapted and sort of don't really seem phased as much.
Well, it's interesting because White Goodman's a name we never really saw in the head-to-head, but especially on Ultimate Team, he might have just fancied himself a little bit more. A lot of FUT players as well almost look disparagingly on head-to-head. You played with your Ultimate Team all year long, and that's where you feel more comfortable. So I think that's why we've certainly seen the quality step up.
Neymar, chance, goal! And that's your grand final underway. That timing of the run from Neymar was everything in that goal. The pass, the timing of the run, and Neymar with the composure to ball roll around the goalkeeper and to send Bosniano into a lead 24 minutes into the clock. A brilliant start from the Mexican.
I don't know how the ball roll went past him. He ball rolled to the left-hand side of the goalkeeper, where I thought the goalkeeper was spreading his body really well. But Neymar getting the better of him, tapping into an empty net, and Bosniano with an early lead.
Yeah, the first goal in this grand final comes from Bosniano, and it comes from a bit of a counter-attack, honestly. The ball went out wide, and Neymar peeled off, found a gap between the right back and the right centre-back, and as you said, no idea how that ball actually came off around the player. Bosniano's not going to care. He's just over the moon that he's up by a goal to nil. No doubt our top goal scorer in the bracket. Scored plenty of goals. Here's Bosniano again with that bridge touch. Has treated him so well. Neymar, which way is he going to go? Drop the shoulder, maybe left and right. Still is in possession with the Brazilian. Making it very difficult for White Goodman to try and read away. Does read it well. Goes out for a corner, I believe, there. And a pause. So 4-5-1, I believe, against a 4-5-1. I believe they're both playing the exact same formation. Bosniano was rocking that formation earlier today. We can't see any changes that are being made on his side because he doesn't really need to make any changes. But on the other side, we'll wait to see what has been changed.
I think the 4-5-1 second variation, it's a formation that Nicholas 99FC from Argentina has certainly been using more and more. Player locked onto Ronaldo at the near post, free header, up and over the bar.
He used it, didn't he, as part of his win recently?
Yep.
Nicholas, a very familiar name. PlayStation's finest FIFA esports competitors. And back to winning ways in the second PlayStation EU qualifier in South America as part of the FIFA 21 Global Series. Could be a chance for Neymar now. Down by a goal to nil. And another day, that from Ronaldo would be on target. Don't know how that went high and wide over the bar. Probably one of the best players in the box that you can play the ball into. For whatever reason, just could not connect and latch onto the header as he wanted to, and just couldn't get it on target. Alarm now. Player locking into Mbappe. Got to be a chance, and there you go. We said this was going to be a tight grand final between these two. We said it was going to be nip and tuck. Fantastic bit of class, and what have we seen all evening long from White Goodman, Richard? Get his centre midfielders on the ball, get Lam on the ball, get those players on the ball that can move the ball forward, give players like Mbappe and Neymar more space to try and express themselves and to find gaps in between the fullbacks or the centre-backs. We've just seen it there from Mbappe, did so well, great little pocket of space, finesses it into the bottom corner, 1-1 all square before half-time.
You're talking all the right things, Brandon. For White Goodman, it's been Ronaldo and Neymar who have just been incredible for him in the final third. You've seen that player lock yet again. This game right here, you've got Bosniano's Ronaldo versus White Goodman's Neymar. And it's honestly, it's the battle.
It really is, and we could be seeing a bit more Then just a single goal before the end of this first half. It's back to Neymar again, who's dancing in the box.
Outstanding. Oh, honestly, it's quite hard to describe to the average viewer on what he's actually doing right there, because there's so much intricacy with the left stick dribbling and also with the cancels. It looks easier than what it actually is. It's incredibly tough to dribble like he's dribbling right now. Like the only sort of player that I've seen dribble like this, he's not really doing a lot of skills. It's mostly left stick with the L2R2 super cancels. It's probably Kurt back in FIFA 18, FIFA 19, when he was at the top of his powers with the left stick dribbling.
I mean, it's when Neymar gets on the ball, Richard, it's just so unpredictable. We don't know what's happening. And sometimes I think White Goodman doesn't even know what's happening. It's unbelievable from Neymar. Just how unpredictable he can be. He learns, well, he's clearly learned, I should say, every single skill with his repertoire that Neymar can perform, when he should perform it, how he should work him out. And he's up by 2 goals to 1. What a turnaround. This man went 1-0 down in the first 45. He left the first 45 with a 2-1 scoreline. Making Bosniano have to come out and play now. Sorry, Rich. It could be a chance for Bosniano to find an equaliser. He cuts it back inside. Bosniano.
What a game we have on our hands right now. Ronaldo faking the cut back inside the box. Double tap pass to Wissam Ben Yedder on the first time volley. Smashed it in the back of the net. But as you were saying there in regards to learning all the skill moves, it's not necessarily knowing the skill moves. It's using them in the right area and how they can link together as well. You want to do a ball roll and a scoop turn back to back to get the boost of pace. You want to do a standing elastico rather than a running elastico, so you don't get the error on the exit of the skill move. It's not knowing it, it's implementing it in the right way, which is what he is so good at.
I mean, Wissam Ben Yedder. Who else would it be for Bosniano? The player that was a hero for him month after month in the Open Series in 2020. We were playing our FIFA on head-to-head and online friendlies mode. 2-2 the scoreline here. Nip and tuck between these two. The third left of this game. Maybe we're going to be on our way to an extra time situation here. It wouldn't even surprise me. We said it was going to be a good final. We said it was going to be a tight final. Who's going to take this game by the scruff of its neck and give themselves a slight advantage into the last third? Quite good, back in possession. A case of just recycling the play now. To rebuild out the other side. Big switch. He's loving this player lock at the moment. Could be a free kick if he wants to play on. It's going to be advantage played. Mbappe into Neymar. That's what we've spoken about all day long. Firmino and Lam. Get those players more forward. And then you find space with these two. Mbappe on his own.
What a save! What a save that is at the near post.
Pulled it away. Attack is still on.
Ref?
Split second. I thought there was going to be a foul on the edge of the box. 20 minutes left to crown our North American champion here for the monthly finals in January. Our first ever month on FIFA Ultimate Team, and it's been a month to remember.
Onside.
Going to be onside. Bosniano with a chance to attack. There's no one really in the centre. As Ronaldo's been pulled out of position. The only player in there is Renato Sanchez. Neymar wants to go on his own. Thought about it for a split second. May still go on his own now. Fantastic close control dribbling. Back to Neymar. It will fall.
15 minutes remaining right here. what he's going to give. The story of today is probably being extra time and penalties, so I wouldn't put it past these two to go to extra time and penalties.
Massive tackle. Going to be out of position, though. Oh, square, as you said, Rich. This is still best of one. It's the same format throughout the whole tournament, from round to 64 to grand final. We are all square. It will be extra time and penalties if needed. Is there going to be a late winner?
Great tackle.
Wins it back. Renato Sanchez again. Get your midfielders involved. Get your central midfielders involved. Yes, they could be out of position, but they're going to aid you in your attack going forward. No, just caught on no man's land. There had no support around him. Just 3 defenders that were chasing him down. Eventually does get dispossessed. Sadio Mane. Could this be the chance to create the match-winning goal? The championship-winning goal. Neymar. Back to João Felix. Back to Mbappe. Half a drag back. Lovely turn into Sadio Mane. Fantastic block from Ferland Mendy.
Thought that was the chance. He worked it perfectly well. Spanning his man, but Mendy just too quick. Got back in to make sure there was a body on the line.
It really is end-to-end. Now Bosniano's chance to break forward with Ronaldo, who has been the star of the show for him in this game and this whole tournament. He's on the edge of the box, rushed that one slightly. Last chance of the game will fall to White Goodman. Well, we are going to extra time, ladies and gentlemen. Is there going to be enough time to get this ball forward for an attack? Mane, back to Mbappe. Just dive into the tackle, and that's going to do us, I think, in all honesty. Extra time will be needed, Richard. We said it was going to be a tough one. 2-2 after 19 game minutes. 4 goals scored, but evenly shared. Wowee, what a game this has been. 30 more minutes will be needed to conclude a winner. Both had chances, Richard, but both just defending very well. And yeah.
What are we all prediction again?
For a 3-2.
So it's still on. I went 1-0, but I think not necessarily the scoreline. I was talking more about the game. Being a very tight and touchy affair between these two, but fair play. Whenever one person has gone down, they've fought back into the game straight away, and shows a lot of heart and desire to do that.
It's the same changes for Bosniano. Firmino, Ansu Fati and Alessandrini on. On the other side of that, Zaha, who's been one of his trusty substitutions. It's a triple change, I should say, for both. Who will be the hero? Will it be someone off the bench to solidify this championship for the month of January? If you have just tuned in, this is your grand final right now. We're in extra time between Bosniano and White Goodman. Alessandrini dispossessed. Back to the Alessandrini of Bosniano. Both fresh off the bench, full of energy, full of stamina. As you can see on a run, maybe like that, just got caught. Well, on Mendy able to match it, no problem at all. 10 minutes gone of extra time already.
Again, another foul. A couple of fouls there from Bosniano.
Cristiano Ronaldo of all people. Bad defending there for his team. Pretty much there already. Always seems like the first half of extra time goes so quickly. There'll be one more chance. Could be a through ball to Ronaldo here. He's going to play it. Mbappe will pick it up instead for Bosniano. Played into Ronaldo. Did very well. Still Cristiano now. Alessandrini. Can he be the superstar off the bench? He's an option. Plays into Firmino. He needs an outlet. Bridge touch from Cristiano, and unfortunately bridge touch into a defender. That will probably do us for the first 15 minutes here, it will, Richard. Nothing to talk about, really, in all honesty. That was a 15 minutes that just flew past, and all we saw was the new subs that came onto the pitch.
We saw the new subs and a couple of rash tackles from Bosniano, in all honesty. A couple of fouls, one slide tackle and then the other just on the edge of the box. But penalties? Maybe? Penalties going to be deciding.
Feels
Let's have a quick
it.
look in the chat. Did anyone guess penalties? Panda said 4-3 extra time, so he could see that we're going to go late in the day. Jack AFC said 4-2 win. So he was backing potentially an extra time as well. We'll just have to wait and see, really. I think penalties is looking ever more increasingly accurate.
Well done. 15 minutes left here in North America. We've had to play extra time because these two just cannot be separated. 2-2 all square so far. You score a goal, in all honesty, you'll win this game and you'll be a champion. One goal will win it. We're lucky enough to see it. Could this be that chance? Now Neymar back to goal. Chance.
Rebound.
Blocked. Nearly a rebound. Just gets pumped into the feet of Thibaut Courtois. He doesn't even want the ball. Bosniano's got another option there, Richard, just to get rid of it. Corner. Plays short. Neymar looking for a foul there, potentially. Does get the ball back, Bosniano. Does get away with that corner.
I think that's what he was actually looking for, that free kick or penalty inside the box. He's seen how rash Bosniano has been in a couple of his previous fouls and maybe looking to buy something off of him there.
Bosniano survives that. Played half the time already in this second half. Bosniano looking to build into the final chance of the game. Firmino. Back to Ansu Fati. Where's that killer pass going to come from? It's going to be Bruno Fernandes into Cristiano Ronaldo into Bosniano! And who has been this man's superstar all night long? It's been the man from Madeira. It's been Cristiano Ronaldo, Richard Buckley. And he might have just scored the biggest of goals that he scored all night long.
Incredible turn from Cristiano Ronaldo there. Bosniano span his man like he wasn't even there. Smashed into the back of the net. Kept his composure with the goalkeeper movement being deployed from Goodman. Bosniano looking to add another $400 into his Open Series account. Arguably the most successful player in Open Series history.
I mean, he was good on head-to-head, Richard, but he looks like a completely different competitive FIFA player on Ultimate Team. He is 30 in-game seconds away from crowning himself another championship here. He will crown himself as a champion. Bosniano returns for 2021 and for the Open Series. It's a new format, it's a new year, but it's the same champion in town. Bosniano, congratulations, my friend. You are a winner here in the Open Series. Commiserations to White Goodman. It's such a good game, such a tight game. I often say all the time in my commentary, it comes down to a piece of magic or a mistake. It was a piece of magic, Richard Buckley. We'll see the attack late on into the game from Cristiano Ronaldo. But what a game it was. 2-2. We needed extra time. And as we said, we needed that piece of magic. Tell you what, that nearly made me lose my head, as you can see.
One of the most entertaining games that we've seen. And Neymar with the ball roll past the goalkeeper there. Wasn't expecting that at all. Philipp Lahm played into Mbappe. Turns his man. Great use of the player lock right there. João Felix in around the box, into Neymar yet again. Beautiful piece of close control dribbling on the stroke of half-time. Bosniano answered back after the reset. Ronaldo double tap into Ben Yedder. Then we had to wait all the way until extra time to get the final goal of the game. Courtois with a great save at his near post, and this was it. Bruno Fernandes into Ronaldo. He played the offside trap. Wrong timing of the offside trap. You said a moment of magic. For me, that's a mistake on the part of Goodman. Trying to play the offside trap, trying to squeeze up Ronaldo turned him, no support behind or next to him on the defensive aspect, and Bosniano is another Open Series champion.
Yeah, 11 goals scored from quarterfinals to grand final, only conceding 3 on the way through. Bosniano doing Bosniano things there. Congratulations to that man. Back in the Open Series again. Great to see so many familiar faces back in the Open Series. Again, Ronan Adrian, Kevin AC. Fantastic to see those names back in the Open Series alongside the likes of Didi Crislito, Alexander, King CJ, those players that did take part in the bracket tonight. They might not have made it to the final 8, but great to see those familiar names. And then so many new players, and it shows the talent, not just in Europe, but in North America, Richard. And again, huge congratulations to those guys. A huge well done. The best thing about the Open Series, although White Goodman might not have won tonight's tournament, he still walks away with $300. And the best thing of all, Richard, we're back again, technically, in March for the February finals, aren't we? There's a lot more FIFA coming.
Yeah, a lot more FIFA and also a lot more of other games as well here on the Open Series. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate January monthly finals, technically today in the UK. Right now on the 29th of the month, they have weekly tournaments, 2nd, 9th, 16th and 23rd of February. That's 9 a.m. Pacific if you want to catch some Mortal Kombat action. BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, January 30th for the monthly finals of that particular title. Under Night in Birth, the January monthly finals, 1st of February, 9 a.m. Pacific, and also Soul Calibur 6. You can catch the best players from North America and Europe in their January monthly finals on February 3rd, 9 a.m. Pacific.
Yeah, and that is everything that's happening in the Open Series. If it's not FIFA you like fighting games, the Open Series is seriously keen on a mixture of fighting games at the moment. So get yourselves involved. And also, we are still running head-to-head FIFA tournaments. So if you prefer the France and the Liverpool format, all you've got to do is type in that link, compete.playstation.com. If you guys want to sign up, the link will appear just below me and Richard right now. Get yourselves involved. Remember, there is weekly tournaments taking place for all different skill levels. So if you're not interested in these big tournaments where you might get a couple of pros involved, there are more slightly fun tournaments. You can access all of this on the PlayStation as well. Literally just by looking under the PS4 tournaments tab on FIFA Ultimate Team. It's in there. You can look at it, get involved. And Richard, we're back for 2021. That's our first tournament in the bag for the Open Series. I mean, Europe was brilliant, but North America, penalty shootouts, late drama, Bosniano back winning championships. I mean, it couldn't really have gone any better way, could it?
Yeah, incredible scenes from North America and Europe. As you saw, plenty of action coming up on the PlayStation Open Series. But for tonight, that is it from myself, Richard Buckley, and the man to my left, Brandon Smith. I hope everyone is staying safe. Hope everyone is enjoying the competition on the competition centre. But for us, good night for this evening. Sleep well, and we'll see you very soon.
On February 5th, the PS4 tournaments will be celebrating,
Well, you. PlayStation is hosting the FGC Arcade.
A massive celebration for the fighting game community that will feature our top pros,
And awesome commentators, like me.
Like yours truly.
like myself.
and we'll be showcasing a wide variety of fighting games. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate.
Soul Calibur 6.
Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle.
Under Night Inbirth, EXE Late Claire. There will be some intense matchups.
All the top level play you could possibly imagine.
And more.
So make sure that you tune in on February 5th.
See what fighting game shenanigans unfold.
And of course, plenty more to look forward to.
PlayStation